Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Veteran Gamers Podcast. We'll be joining you shortly. We've got a fantastic show for you tonight. Antonio in the chat. Derek Sainz in the chat. Have I mistakenly turned into the Smooth Jazz Podcast? Oh, yeah. How are we? Are we okay? Are we good? Is everybody okay? Not. I thought you said not Chinny. Hi. Hey, Chinny. Hello. You alright? Look at this. I got chocolate. Chocolate. Yum. Yum. Mm-mm-mm. Sunday night. Do people get the Sunday blues? Do you get like, oh no, it's Sunday. Oh, no. I do sometimes. I'm not tonight though. I'm okay tonight. Plus, there's always the show to look forward to. All dread. Just waiting for Eric. Stu's going to be late tonight. Very rare. If you're watching live, you're getting a treat. You're going to watch Stu be late. All the shit they give me about being late. But tonight, Stu's going to be late. He's going to be about 20 minutes late. So me and Eric are going to start the show. Doesn't happen very often. Not sure how it's going to pan out, to be honest. We will see. But I'm ready. I've got my notes on Crackdown 3. I've been playing some Crackdown 3. I've got... let's... that would have been good if I just stopped it there. It's cool. Duke should be coming now. Yeah, so I got my notes on Crackdown 3. I got some chocolate. I got a drink. I got my phone. It's on silent. Got the show notes there. All good in the hood. So, has anybody else been playing Crackdown 3? Anybody else tried it? Because I know there's Far Cry New Dawn as well, which I'm keen to give a go. I'm trying to play more current hip-hop happening games at the moment. Hello, Step J. Thanks for your recommendation of the golf club. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy it. I don't know. I've got too many games to play. Oh my god, there's Duke. We'll see how... We'll get him in. Hello, Duke.
Yo.
Yo, yo, yo.
How do you say?
I'm a bit too loud. You're a bit too quiet. Let's change this up.
Make me more loud.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all good.
Word.
It's just me and you.
Just the two of us.
Yeah. The problem is, we hate each other.
You don't say that on the air, you dumbass.
Oh, do you not?
See, this is why I hate you. Because you say things you shouldn't say.
Oh, alright. Okay. This is why you hate me.
Well, it's one of the many reasons why I hate you.
What are the other reasons?
Well, you smell bad. You
Yeah.
curse all the time. You spit in my food. The one time I ever met you in real person, you were spitting in my food.
Yeah,
You
that's
called
true.
my wife a slag. You
Yeah.
stabbed me. You stole my wallet. You made fun of my nephew. You kicked my dog. I don't even know how that happened because
No.
you were. It must have been when you were on your way out of the country when you had to. I don't know. Anyway.
I thought you would have started with the stabbed you first.
Oh, I don't hold stabbings against people. I know sometimes you just gotta stab someone. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. So do we need to say random things before the show for your clips there, Duke? Does that make you feel
Why
better?
not? Yeah.
Okay, maybe the chat can help us out. Just tell us some random shit to say. I'll start it off. I was riding my bike down the crack of a bumhole the other day, and it was lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you got, Duke?
A lot of people look down on those of us who use meth.
Yeah.
But I think people are just being full of themselves.
Yeah.
A little recreational meth use never hurt anybody.
Bit of meth never hurt anybody, right?
Yeah.
It's the media spinning it round.
Yeah, it is the media. The media has a distinct anti-meth bias.
And honestly, I don't think Trump's that bad.
Name one thing that meth has ever done to anybody to hurt anybody.
Yeah, true.
See, you can't do it.
Name one thing that Trump has done to hurt anybody.
He declared a national emergency in order to build a stupid goddamn wall.
But the wall could be useful. I'm building a wall in my garden. Okay, it's not.
You have a lot of Mexicans in your garden.
There's not a lot of Mexicans in my garden, but
Then your wall makes sense, but to build a wall because you're scared of Mexicans does not.
I
make
did
sense.
move to DEFCON 5 when we built it. So okay. And Daniel said, "People tell me the Simpsons aren't real, but I refuse to believe it." Is what he said. I think we got enough pre-show bollocks there, Duke.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, it's quality stuff.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
Here we go. Yeah. Come on.
Welcome yo to the veteran gamers. Juju, Jimmy, other fellas will tell you about every single game that you play.
We want Chili Willy.
Reviews and an indie pick. Stu story time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite saviors.
What do I look like? A guy who's not lazy?
It's the veteran gamers.
Don't make me break my foot off in your ass!
It's the veteran gamers.
What are you on your way to a dick meeting?
Welcome to the flower shop.
Switch that console off before you have to press repeat, yo.
I like the beats and shouting.
Hello, and welcome to episode 476 of the Veteran Gamers Podcast.
Yay, 476, and we're gonna be turning tricks on this show. No, we're not. But
Yeah.
I'm-
I'm confused. What's happening?
I don't know. And most listeners are probably wondering, what's going on? Where's the main dude?
Where's the guy with the funny voice? Well, let's
Not funny
start.
voice. Our voices aren't as funny as his.
Well, I'm Chinny. Who are you?
I'm Duke.
Oh, nice to meet you, Duke.
Chinny, let me ask you a question.
Mm.
Are you a military veteran?
I'm not a military veteran, which confuses some people because then, like, why are you on a show called The Veteran Gamers? Well, we don't base ourselves on military veterans. We're actually gaming veterans. We're
Yeah.
veterans of the gaming lifestyle. You see, we
Let
know
me ask you a question
video
though.
games. Yeah.
Do we stream this podcast or is it just a podcast?
Well, people can download it as and when they choose, on demand, if you will. But people do actually watch it live. There are people watching it live right now on YouTube and Twitch.
It's an audio program. What is there to watch live?
I don't know. You can see a webcam of me at the moment.
Yeah, your sexy face. That's
With
something
my
to
sexy
promote.
face. Sometimes
Yeah.
I put on the game that we're talking about. So,
Sexy and I know it.
you know, if we're talking about, for example, CSI Miami, the game on the 360, then I would
And
get a
why-
clip of that.
Yeah. Is that a real?
Yeah, CSI. Yeah.
And how many CSI games are there?
I don't know. It's a good question. I feel
How
like
many have you played? Do you know how many you've played?
I've played about, I think, 3.
Man, see, I wouldn't have imagined that they would even make more than 3.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat could research that. When I say
Yeah.
research, you know what I mean.
Just randomly put in a number.
So what? How many CSI games? I know there's NCSI as well, which is a poor man's CSI.
Right.
I know there's a game for that, and now they make. Well, they went bust. They made the Walking Dead games. The people that made the CSI games, and the
Yep.
rest is history. So anyway, Stu's not here because
No, not.
he's dead to us. We've sacked him.
He told
and-
us that he would not put the show out before Thursday, and we
Yeah.
said, you know what, we've had enough of your
We've
shit.
had enough of it. You know,
Get out of here.
we're gonna publish the show tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because we can do
Or
what
maybe
we want.
Wednesday.
Probably. Actually, I'm busy tomorrow. So Tuesday I've got stuff on. Wednesday I can't be bothered. So we'll just do it on
Maybe-
Thursday.
Just put it on Thursday.
Yeah. Now Stu's not here because I don't know why. Because sometimes Stu talks to me and I don't listen to him. And
He sent a message, so I can look at the message right here. You ready? I'm gonna read it out.
go on.
It says, you know what he's like, I'm gonna do it, and this thing, and I like, and this thing, and then he sent me this Bitmoji with him holding up 2 fingers.
First of all, you've been sending him Bitmojis on the WhatsApp chat. And I'm
I
very,
love Bitmoji lately. I don't know what it
I'm
is,
very
bro.
uncomfortable with it because it's like what your granddad would send you. Do you know what I mean?
It's silly. I
It's
got a
all
little
about the
green
gifts.
dude that represents me. He's wearing a suit.
You gotta send gifts, Duke. That's
I
what the
sent some
kids.
gifts today because I want to send both because I know you like gifts. So
I
I
like
sent
gifts.
2 unlimited. Y'all ready for this? Dun, 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 dun.
So yeah, we have people in the chat watching on Twitch and YouTube, such as Dominic Scrutaro, and he says Shalom. Any of
Shalom.
you guys ever played Eve Online?
Nope.
No. Thanks, Dominic.
At the end of that discussion,
Paul
thanks for
J.
joining us.
Paul J says Stu is searching bushes for stolen items. See,
Yes,
that's
it
that's a
is.
clever callback, Paul, to last week's episode. So Stu isn't here. He will turn up eventually, so we're gonna have to crack on without
Oh,
him.
so I mean, we're hoping.
I don't know. So, have you got any crazy story times, Eric?
I do have a crazy
My favorite time. It's story time.
Story time.
Good
It's not
stuff.
really that crazy, but I delivered literature for my wife. She's running. She's standing. Y'all say standing. We say running.
I say
Oh.
doing the thing.
Doing a thing for the public office.
So
The city council.
I've never actually spoke to you about this, and it's hard when Stu's around because he talks all the time.
Let me, you know. Let me just ask.
so-
We're gonna ask.
so
right?
what
Let me
is-
ask you, Ryan.
What is Diane doing?
So, okay, here's the thing. Our city
Yes.
is governed by a city council
Okay.
of alders from different parts of the city. The city is split in a bunch of different districts,
Okay.
and we live in District 12.
Right.
And so, unlike District 9, which is governed by space aliens,
Okay.
this district, or District 3, which is governed by Katniss,
Didn't get that one, but keep going.
Hunger Games.
Right.
So she is running against 4 other people for the office of alder.
Okay.
But here's the thing. 2 of them aren't really running. They just
Right.
sort of filed the paperwork. One of them said, "Oh, I got a kid. I didn't realize how much work this is going to be. Never mind." One of them just sort of vanished. She put her name in, and
Yeah.
she hasn't said anything. But she hasn't gone to any forums. She hasn't released
yeah.
any literature.
She's a waste. She's a waste man's.
Pretty much.
Right.
And so that means there's 2 other people running. So there's basically 3 people running right now.
I knew all these other motherfuckers that are running.
Well, one of them's a very nice guy named Syed,
I
and one of
don't
them's
know.
a very nice guy named Anthony.
I don't
So
know. I don't trust them.
well, we thought about making a video that was like starting out all negative because I don't know if y'all have these in the UK, but in the US, every time there's an election, you always see these negative ads where you know
Yeah.
the tone is real dark and it says, "You helped me make one time." And he said, "What do we really know
Yeah.
about the name's person is?"
Yeah.
So we thought we'd make one that said, "What do we really know about Syed?" And then just show Diane going, "It seems like a nice guy." I think
What you should do is like, yeah. So he's got these policies that are gonna help people, but how's that really gonna? Okay, so he gives to charity, but what
Right.
kind of a person gives to charity?
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not the kind of race where she can like, go after people. You know what I mean?
No.
Okay, she just came in and said, "What are you talking about? They suck." Okay, so maybe I'm wrong.
Okay. Yeah, that's the
point
attitude.
is-
Is it what her campaign video should be? She got 2 mannequins behind her, and it's 2 oppositions, and she just kicks them both in the balls.
Get a baseball bat and
Yeah.
smash him.
That's how I fuck
like
shit up.
like Barney with the Plow King. Oh my God, what's wrong with your feet?
What are you doing? What are you
I
doing?
hear she came in here with red bloody feet, and she's like, "No, it's just dye from my shoes and socks." It looks like her feet are all torn up and bruised. Are
Okay.
you sure that's not like? Okay.
I'm
She's
gonna
got red lining in her boots, and it looks like her feet have the mange.
I'm gonna put a pause on that conversation because it wasn't great for the audio listeners
Focus here
and
on
me.
this conversation.
So
So anyway, the point is there's 3 people running, and on Tuesday of this coming week, a scant 2 days from now, one of them will be eliminated.
what? And then there'll just be 2 left.
And then there's 2 left.
Why do you run your politics like a fucking game show?
I don't know. It's weird.
Because
I know.
I feel like in Britain we just kind of vote, everybody moans, and then we just decide.
Right, exactly. Well, it's weird. It is the way it is, and so the point.
Do you have news broadcasts where they don't? They're like in a big green screen studio and they're walking around stats and stuff. Do you do that?
Yeah, well, we have holograms on
Yeah.
CNN. So
Yeah, I
when
like
it's
that
national
stuff.
elections, things get really weird.
Yeah,
you
I like
know?
that stuff. That's the only thing I like about the elections is the
Yeah.
graphics that they use.
Right. Right. So, yeah. So that's
So
been
what's the point of the story?
So the point of the story is
Yeah.
I was walking around in the snow today,
Oh,
and I handed out a lot of literature. I didn't. You can't put it in their mailbox.
why?
You have to find ways to. I don't know. It's against the law.
Fuck.
So instead, you have to
What?
like put it in the door handle or whatever, or like roll it up and slide it
What you
between.
could do is you could knock the door and shove it down their throat.
Take this shit.
Because that ain't illegal, apparently.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fine.
So anyway, yeah, so we're all really excited, and she said she's going to take a little bit of tiny time off once the primary election's over, because then she has like a month before the general election.
Wow.
Okay, she said she's gonna have brunch next week. She's not taking any time off. I didn't mean to besmirch her good name and say
Yeah.
that she's gonna stop yelling at me when I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah. Get out, Diane.
Anyway,
Um,
but that sound effect, by the way, is very fitting because we watched that again last night. And,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It is. I haven't watched it twice. I watched Wolf of Wall Street again.
I don't know that Inception really became a lot clearer the second time. I mean, it's easier to follow, but not much easier.
No. It's
So-
like it's one of
and I
those films.
felt
If you think about
part
it
of it confused
too,
all-
if you think about it too much,
Yeah.
you kind of, yeah. I just like. I think for that film, just enjoy the special effects.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
You
yeah.
know, just enjoy Joseph Gordon-Levitt floating
Oh, yeah.
around in.
Right, exactly. With his
Yeah.
sexy butt flying in the air.
It's just enjoy Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Just enjoy him.
Why
uh,
not?
What you been saying?
What you been playing? What you been playing?
I just put a chocolate in my mouth. I don't know why.
Because you were hungry for a chocolate. I
'Cause
got snack cakes right here.
I think I think I forget that I'm the host, so I eat constantly through the show.
Well, I hope you're going to be hosting because I got papers to grade. I can't be paying attention to this.
You gotta. I'm sorry, but when
I know,
when
I'm just playing.
you
I'm
gotta
purposely
pay attention. And when
But as
Stu's
soon as
back, me and you can
Stu's up-
just fuck off
Yeah.
again. So
Exactly.
mm. Okay.
Okay.
So do you want to talk about what you've been playing first, Eric?
I'd love to talk about what I've been playing first because there's this game that everybody has been playing called Crackdown 3.
Yes.
I have not been playing Crackdown 3.
No.
So I can't speak about it. I could play Crackdown 3 because I have an Xbox One, as you know.
Okay.
But instead, I've been playing a shooter that's open world, and you ride around, and you can wear a cowboy hat, and it's called Far Cry New Dawn.
You fucking bastard. Before we get on to Far
Can't wear a
Cry,
cowboy hat. There's a they have an option for a cowboy hat in the clothing section.
before we get on to Far Cry New Dawn, or as I call it, Far Cry How's Dawn, right? But why have you been neglecting good things in your life? Why don't you play Red Dead Redemption
So,
2?
This week, I haven't really been playing much of anything. The
Because
only
Far Cry
game
New Dawn, you've had to buy this,
I had to buy this. That's true.
and you
Um,
already own Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yes, I do. But here's the thing. Look, after school this week, I've been wiped out. It's been a crazy week. So when I come home, I wanted to play Minecraft. I wanted to do something that didn't involve any thinking whatsoever.
Okay.
Just hit the axe on the wall
Yeah.
and get the diamonds. Like that's
Yeah.
all I wanted to do this week. And then I was like, oh, actually, here's something funny. On Tuesday, I had a snow day because it's been snowing endlessly here in Wisconsin. It just
Okay.
keeps coming. It's snowing right now. It's never going to stop snowing. Winter is here. Da 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 da. Peter Dinklage.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. As soon as I found out I had a snow day on Tuesday, I was like, all right, I'm gonna play some Red Dead Redemption today. God damn it. And then I had some things I needed to do for school. Then I had some things I needed to do for the Duchess's campaign. And then I met a friend of mine for a drink. And I was like, oh, it's time to walk the dog. And then it was the evening. And I was like, oh, man, I didn't play any Red Dead today. Like, I actually put it on my to-do list.
Wow.
It's not that I don't want to play it. It's just that my inertia, and that's the other thing. When I come home, I sit down in front of my computer, and then I'm like, okay, I got to do email. I got to take care of some stuff for school sometimes. I got to do this. I got to do that. Let's look at social media. And then it's like, okay, it's video game time. I could go in the other room and play Red Dead, or I could just stay where I am and play Minecraft.
So is it the physically moving problem.
As pathetic as it sounds, that really is
So
a part
I think
of it.
I think we've made some progress today, Eric, because you physically moving is a barrier to you.
It so often is. Like, why am I not healthier? Well, because I would have to physically move in order to do some sit-ups.
So it's not that you don't want to play Red Dead, and I don't even buy the mental capacity to play it. Right? I don't even buy that because I truly believe.
It's not like it would take a whole lot of mental capacity.
No,
to play
because
it.
you're
I don't
just
think
fucking
it's like
riding a
that's
horse.
calculus or something.
You're riding a horse and you're shooting something, right? But like,
But to be fair, the shooting mechanic is not quite as straightforward as it is in some
well,
games.
yeah, whatever.
Because
Right.
with Insurgency, Inception, the video game,
Yeah,
where you're on the snowmobile and you're shooting at people.
yeah.
Could make a good game. Anyway, but in
Ellen
Insurgency,
that level with Ellen Page, where she's just wandering around a French city. Just-
never recreate something from your real life, Ellen.
yeah.
Why are you calling me Ellen? That's my actor's name. Anyway, in Insurgency, you right-click for aiming and left click for shooting. With Red Dead, aiming and shooting is the same thing, and sometimes I shoot the wrong person. These are all excuses.
These are really bad excuses.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I think
I'm not sorry
it's-
that I played it. I'm just
it's-
sorry that I don't have better reasons for you.
yeah, it's the moving. That's the crux of the problem. It's like you sitting at your desk.
And then when I pulled up Steam to open up Minecraft on Friday night, it goes, "Hey, what about Far Cry New Dawn?" And I'm like, I said, wish list. I'll wait for it to get cheaper. We don't need another Far Cry game right now. And I started reading reviews, and I'm like, oh, that sounds so cool. All right, I'll buy it.
Oh, Duke.
And while I was going to get the takeout food for dinner on Friday night, I downloaded Far Cry New Dawn, and then on Saturday morning, I played it.
And how long did you play it for?
I played it for about 2 hours on Saturday.
And how are you finding Far Cry New? Because I was teasing about getting this, to be honest, Duke. I've been thinking about it.
Love it. I got to be honest, and I know you're not going to want to hear this either, but it's true.
Go on.
I think for me, it's going, Bethesda, Far Cry, Rockstar. It's not Ubisoft in the middle there. Ubisoft hasn't taken my second spot. But I really do feel like these Far Cry games, like I 100% them. I just love the mechanics. I love the activities. I don't love the story. The story's the same every time. There's some evil person. We have a small little village we have to build up and defend. We got to get people to help us defend this village. And that's it. That's the whole story.
Yeah.
But one of the interesting things about this game is that it's the same world as Far Cry 5. It starts when Far Cry 5 ends. So you start off with the nuclear bomb going off.
Spoilers.
And by the way, I should say, I don't know if you don't want spoilers. Maybe you don't want details about this game.
Far Cry 5 is a game that you should just play, not for the story, for the playing of the game.
And these games are always dumb.
I
I was saying, if you don't want information about New Dawn, I can avoid stories.
All I know about it is you play as it's like 17, 16 years later or something after
Yeah, exactly.
the bombs, and there's two young, they're twins or something, two young girls.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of all I know. And it's kind of like Max Payne-ish, is what I know.
In what way?
Like people are making guns out of like fucking all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, ostensibly, but the way they work is like they have the guns from Far Cry 5 and then they put like flowers on them.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Like it doesn't, they don't feel like rust guns.
No.
You know what I mean? You're crafting guns, which is cool, but they don't feel like guns that you crafted out of, garbage. So whatever. Anyway, yeah, there is a lot of gathering. For some reason, they worked in this mechanic where you need to gather stuff in order to build stuff. So you can build vehicles, you can build weapons, you can build, I don't know what else you can build, but you can build stuff. You can't build like buildings, so far as I can tell.
Okay.
I haven't anything we're building. But the main thing you want to do is get ethanol, because if you get ethanol, then you can upgrade the parts of your home base that allow you to make better guns, make better, maps, and all the rest of it.
Does it work like Far Cry 5 where you've got basically 3 people to kill?
No, I don't think they have that whole thing in here. I haven't seen any evidence of that. You start off with this guy named Shuckers. I don't remember his name. Mr. Smith. Let's call him Mr. Smith.
Mr. Far Cry. Yeah.
Yeah, you're with Mr. Far Cry, and you've been rebuilding places up and down the East Coast, and you're his lieutenant or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he gets kidnapped by the twins.
Oh.
So
are the twins bad?
Yeah. Oh, the twins are real bad. The twins
Ooh.
are the new bad guys.
Nice.
Yeah. And they ask you, are you a problem solver or a problem causer?
Ooh.
And of course, what they want to hear is you're a problem solver, but they think you're a problem maker, right? So anyway, you have to go and rescue him, and then you're gonna, work with him to liberate the area and go after the twins. The twins lead this group called the Highwaymen, and they're
Okay.
basically the gang of horrible barbarians who kill people.
Right.
There are microtransactions, which I found odd because I don't
Wow.
know the other Far Cry game.
Maybe. But it might have existed. I don't know.
I don't remember it existing, but
No.
anyway, the point is that you can buy like prestige. There's like 3 different currencies. There's money, there's ethanol, there's prestige points. I don't really know how they all function. The point is that you really don't need it. It's mostly for cosmetic effect. Although you could presumably buy components to upgrade your home base more quickly.
Right.
It's the type of thing where it's like, yeah, if you're impatient and rich, yeah, go ahead.
I've got a question. Is this game co-op?
It is. In fact, it asks you when you start playing it, do you want to make your lobby, open to friends or just by yourself? And I'm always like, no, I don't want anybody jumping into my game, because then they might go off and do a mission I'm not ready for or something. I don't know. So yes, you can play co-op. I think it's designed to be played co-op. I am
Right.
not playing co-op.
Okay.
I probably should, but whatever.
Okay.
But it's cool because the fact that it's the new, it's the same map, it's the same locations. So for instance, in Far Cry 5, there's that dude who's trying to get you to help him make the flashing lightning. I don't even know what it is. It's like a time travel type thing or portal to the alien world or something.
Oh yeah. I
Tell me.
remember. Yeah.
So you come back upon his home, and it's the thing's going, and people are like, there's supplies down there, but there's this lightning ball in front of it, and we can't figure out how to turn it off. So you have to figure out how to turn it off.
So is
And
it
then
the same map?
It is the same map. Yeah.
It is the same map. Okay.
Yeah. But it looks different. There's different stuff on it. So,
Yeah.
people have built little settlements here and there, sometimes where the old stuff was, sometimes where, just new stuff is. The bad guys, the highwaymen, they have these pretty cool looking car totems everywhere. So they have these upturned cars, and they've painted them these day glow colors.
Okay.
And as you can see on
I've seen them in the trailer. Yeah.
in the trailer video, there's all these bright colors everywhere. And in a way, it kind of feels like they're trying to swipe some of Rage 2's
Yeah.
thunder. You know what I mean? Like this
A little
looks
bit.
kind of like Rage 2.
It looks a lot like Rage 2. Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that's on purpose or if they just, I don't know, great minds think alike, fools
Maybe.
seldom differ. But
Yeah.
anyway, there's also this new mechanic whereby supply drops happen every once in a while.
Okay.
I don't know how this ragtag bunch of scumbags who are beating people to death with baseball bats have supplies coming in. But
The
apparently-
organization of supplies. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. But anyway, the point is that, there's every once in a while you see a plane go overhead, and there's a little icon that comes up, supply coming in, and
Weird.
you fight with them over it. And it's just, again, a nice little.
Lewis in the chat confirms that there were microtransactions in Far Cry 5.
Well, fair enough. I take it.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I've always played Far Cry co-op. It's never been
Yeah.
a single player game to me. I did play Primal single player, and I
Yeah.
didn't. That was the only one I didn't like. And
I never
saw some-
played, so I can't speak about it.
Well, that was the Far Cry 4 map rehashed.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm like, did I not like that because of Primal? Because some people like it, or did
Yeah.
I just not like it because I played it on my own? So I'm wary about playing New Dawn on my own.
Yeah, I hear you. And I feel like for me, Far Cry's always been about gunplay. So for the fact that Primal doesn't have any guns
Yeah.
seems to me. But I'll play it at some point once it gets real cheap. I'm sure it is real cheap. But
Yeah, it probably is.
next Steam sale, maybe I'll take a look.
But obviously, I'd expect things to be turned up to mad shit in Far Cry New Dawn. Is there?
It is.
I'm seeing like weapons on cars and shit.
Yeah, there are weapons on cars. There were some of those in the old one too. I don't feel like it's leagues different in terms of the insanity of it. It's
Right.
not Blood Dragon. Blood Dragon went crazy with, Tyrannosauruses with neon lights on them and shit.
Yeah.
This is more Far Cry 5 basically, except with, bright colors everywhere.
Would you say it's better than Far Cry 5?
I would say it doesn't feel better or worse.
Okay.
I feel like it's very similar to Far Cry 5, but I loved Far Cry 5, as many people know, is my game of the year last year. So the fact that, this is on, this is looking
What
to be
about
my
the
game.
is the story any good?
The story is very minimal so far. I haven't really had much story. The young lady was born in the bunker, and then 17 years later she emerged, and then everything was great, and then the highwaymen came along and took all her shit and burned things to the ground, and now they're rebuilding it,
Yeah.
and you're helping her rebuild it. Like
So it's
that's
every
all.
Far Cry game.
It's pretty much every Far Cry game, exactly.
Yeah.
They did make one difference where in Far Cry 5 you can do the checkpoints over and over again, right? That's
Mhm.
a Far Cry has made sort of their bread and butter.
Yeah.
But this time you can replay once you capture a checkpoint, you can scavenge them, which means you give them back to the highwaymen, and then they bring their people back in, and it's harder to take the checkpoint, but if you take it again, you'll get more ethanol.
Okay. That's new.
That's a little mechanic. I haven't done that yet. I probably should do it with the first one because the first one's probably the easiest one, but
Mm.
so far I haven't.
Is there still the trope of like when you come across a checkpoint, there's like an animal in a cage, and you shoot the cage?
I don't know if there were any at a checkpoint.
Is there
this time.
alarms on the
The whole
checkpoints?
mission- There are alarms, yep. And it starts off with just one. I'm sure there will be like 3 next time. I did have a mission where I had to free a dog,
Yeah.
and
And the dog
what
can
is-
ride with you now.
yeah. Well, I don't know about they can ride with you. I haven't tried that yet because I remember that was a thing you asked about in
Yeah.
the first one, or in 5.
Mhm.
But it was very cute because during that mission, you have to let the dog out of its cage and then calm it down. So it says mission available, pet the dog. And I
Yeah.
was like, this is a mission I can do easily. I got you.
Lewis in the chat said people have been slating this game recently. It's nice to hear some nice things said about it. What do you think to people
Yeah, I
slating
saw
it?
some negative reviews where people are like, this is way too expensive. It's not enough content. It's certainly not enough new content. And I couldn't argue about that, really. I mean, you're not getting a whole new Far Cry game, really.
Mm.
And I certainly don't think it's going to have the depth or story comprehensiveness of Far Cry 5. But I don't want those things. I don't really care about those things.
Okay.
The fact that it's got microtransactions more prominently, certainly, if there were some in 5, I don't remember them at all. You don't not know them here. Like they're right up in front and center in this game. So I think that's probably turning a lot of people off. I will say that there's a mention at one point of New Eden, and people are talking about, somebody mentions this group of religious fanatics. So I have a feeling that
You can
bad
pop
guys
back up.
is going to show up again. He's in the trailer, yeah. So who knows? I will say that when I rescued Mr. Far Cry, whatever his name is, you get on you have a turret sequence because you have to sneak into the compound, kill a bunch of people, rescue him, and then escape. And when you do, there's a bunch of people chasing you, and you on a bike with a mounted gun on the back. So it's one of those awesome moments where after having done this difficult, stealthy thing, you suddenly are opening up with this turret, just mowing people down.
Which
And
you
that's
love. You love that in Fear 2.
exactly. It's a perfect counterpart to
I have to say, Duke, I'm really enjoying just having me and you on the show.
it feels like there's a different kind of flow when it's just you and me.
I don't think we're going to have Stu back.
Why would we?
Well, tough luck, because
Damn it! Who wouldn't let him on?
God damn.
Oh, yeah.
Just
How are you?
jokes. Welcome back, Stu.
I know. How are you guys?
Fine,
good.
fine.
Hello.
Eric is
How
just
was your
finishing.
dentist visit?
Oh, your dentist visit. Was that what it was?
No.
What was it?
Or was it?
We went to watch Alita Battle Angel.
Oh, yes. Alita Battle Angel.
Right.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, you
Was
can
it?
talk about that on your movie podcast.
I
can't
am going to do on the movie podcast.
you? Which you don't
Yeah,
have.
we don't talk about movies on this podcast.
Exactly.
Was it
Yeah.
good then? You enjoyed the Battle Angel lady?
Yeah, do you know what? Everyone's been going, oh, it's all right. I thought it was really good.
Well, there you
It
go.
was proper good. Once you got over the Uncanny Valley stuff, it was all right.
Well, that's quite apt that you say that, Stu, because everybody's been slating Far Cry New Dawn, but Duke thinks it's all right. So hey,
I'm loving it. Yeah,
you
Dude,
like-
is he loving it? Are you loving it?
I am loving it. There are some things wrong with it, but I got to finish the things that I like about it first. I have to
Okay,
t-
okay, I'm listening.
It's
I'm
something
listening.
rare. I don't often take notes about games these days, but I did
Mm.
take some notes here. So we did this turret sequence, right? I'm in the turret at the back of the quad bike. It's a stand-up turret dealy, right?
okay.
And then we get away from the main, waves of bad guys, and then the guy goes, "Hey, my leg's too messed up to keep driving. You do it." And then he gets into the turret. It's
Yeah.
a stand-up turret. If your leg hurts, driving would probably
No,
be.
I think that's really clever because really he just wanted an excuse to get on the turret.
I want to shoot people
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And it's amazing in Far Cry games how often someone can go from completely crippled and out of action to 100% healthy with the yank of a limb.
Oh yeah.
So often it's like, here, hold still.
Well, you could say that about mouse get like in PUBG. All I do is tap somebody on the back and they're back up.
Yeah, exactly.
So
So one of the frustrating thing is that the opening cutscene of this is very similar to the cutscenes in Far Cry 5, where you have people talking to you, and it's supposed to show how horrible and evil they are. And meanwhile, they're talking, well, once upon a time, this place was wonderful and beautiful and blah blah blah. It's just like, and it's the same opening cutscene every time, right?
mhm.
It's in India in 4. It's in some unnamed, Caribbean island in 3. It's in Montana in 5. But it's the same opening every time. So it's just kind of annoying. You have to go through that every time.
Here's a question for you, Eric. Do
Yes.
you think that the Far Cry formula could go another round? Because the pattern is 3 and then an offshoot, 4 and then an offshoot, 5 and then this offshoot.
What was the option 4? Oh, Primal.
Primal, yeah.
Yeah, right. I'll be honest. I think a lot of companies just think, well, will it sell? And I think that 5 sold well. I think this is probably selling well, and I think they're great games. So when it comes to me, I'm not the type of person who's like, I need more variety. This formula is getting stale.
Yeah,
Yeah, we know what Duke's like. He played like
that's true.
Fallout forever,
That's
playing
true.
Skyrim.
If there's
But I-
somebody that doesn't mind the same game over and over again,
He
it's good.
doesn't mind that. That's his thing.
So I think people are looking for something different in the next Far Cry game. But on the other hand, it's a formula that works. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. However, speaking of things that are broken, the subtitles on this game are broken because
Oh.
I went into the options right away and I made sure to turn them off. And then it was fine. They were off. But then the next time I started the game up, they were magically on. So I turned them off again. And then the next time I started the game up, they were on again. And so I went to the forums on Steam. And sure enough, a lot of people are complaining that subtitles keep turning on.
People like to complain about.
Well, but this is a legitimate complaint, though.
Yeah, the subtitles turn on. Oh no.
I know. It's a big problem. I just go to this option
unplayable.
every time I start the game. What am I, living in Soviet Russia?
Unplayable.
You'll have
Terrible.
subtitles whether you need them or not.
First
set 'em to
world
a language.
problems.
Because then I won't be distracted by them if they're in, Chinese or whatever.
Mm.
Also, fix your damn sound editing. I'm sorry, people. The dialogue is so quiet in these games. So I have to turn the sound way up, and then the dialogue ends, and it's like, no, stop. At least give me sliders for
No,
dialogue.
that's an effect
sound
of the nuclear
right.
sort of fallout.
The sound isn't quiet. Everybody's voices are.
Yeah, the air is
Yeah.
denser, so the sound doesn't travel as well.
So is that the premise of this? Is it that there's been a nuclear attack or something?
Well, that's how Far Cry 5
That's how
ends.
Far Cry 5 ends. Is there's a nuclear bomb.
Ah, see, I don't know because I haven't played that shit game.
Well,
Yeah.
this is
So the
Canadian
you know the mad guy in Far Cry 5, Stu.
I do.
He's like talking loads of shit, and this nuclear strike in Far Cry 5 comes out of nowhere, and apparently,
Spoilers for Far Cry 5. For the second time this
Yeah,
podcast.
if
big
you listen
spoilers.
if you listen to the radios in the game, which you never
Yeah,
do because you never
tell
go
me
in
about
cars, it kind of warns you about this stuff. So yeah, and then and then it ends, and then there's a nuclear bomb, and that's it.
And this is after the bomb.
This is 17 years after the bomb, yeah.
So how come there's no mutants or anything? Is there mutants?
Because that wouldn't actually happen if there was a nuclear bomb.
Why are there not dogs with 4 heads?
Because that wouldn't actually happen if there was a nuclear bomb.
It might
Especially
do.
in an area where they didn't get much radiation.
Why is it not radiation
Chernobyl
poisoning?
had a few mutant frogs. Like that's really as far as it went in Chernobyl, right?
Don't know. Mutant.
See a lot of
facials,
footage of
apparently.
dogs with 4 heads coming out of Chernobyl. No,
Yeah, all the
there were
time.
jokes about it, but not actually.
I don't know. There's some weird shit went down there.
The point is that this place wasn't in the blast radius, really. I mean, kind of, but not really. And in the meantime, there's these pink flowers everywhere, and
I was going to say, why are there so many flowers everywhere?
because it's
17
beautiful,
years later.
infinite justice of nature that provides a bounty of sustenance to humans, and we keep spitting on it and spoiling it because we're just so evil.
Hey, by the way, Paul has put in the chat. Dogs do have 4 heads. 4 heads. That's
yeah,
good. That's
good.
good.
That's a good
That's good. I like that.
quip that Paul did there. I look forward to
Don't
more
get it, bud.
quips from Paul
Dogs have
when we
heads.
meet on the 13th of April in
Apparently.
Bury.
Exactly. Oh,
Forgot to mention that at the start of the show. We're doing a
yeah,
meet.
is
at
Lewis coming?
Bury.
Is Lewis gonna come to
I don't
Bury?
know
Are you
if
coming to
Lewis-
Bury,
I
Lewis?
don't know if Lewis is coming.
Don't know. He's in the chat. Let's see if he's coming. He better have
So
be.
have you got anything else to say about Far Cry 9?
No. I give it a big thumbs up. I like it. Gary Lever is also playing it, and we should play co-op. Whatever. And I said, it's good, isn't it? And he said, it's like Far Cry 5. And I said in all caps, that means it's good. And he's like, I will say yes. So
Yeah.
he's tepidly in the same camp as me.
Cool.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you want to do, Stu? Do you want to settle in a little bit longer, or do you want to?
No, I'm fine. I'll do whatever you want to do. Look, you
Okay.
know I'm easy.
I'll take the reins then, and I'll talk about a game that I finished to guess the game that Chinny has
I know what
played
it is. I think I know what it is.
and finished this week.
Where's that sound clip? I need to
don't
work.
know.
Oh, here we go. I got it.
Let's play Guess the Game that Chinny's played and finished this week.
Go on, Stu. What is it?
Does it rhyme with knife is cange?
What's Cange?
I don't know. I couldn't come up with a word that rhyme with it.
Yeah, knife is change is what would have been better.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, I guess. Well, yeah, I guess.
Anyway, are you playing that?
Anyway, is it that game?
Yes, I finished Life is Strange season 1.
All right. Ready to do our spoiler cast about it.
Yeah, I know, and you hated it.
I yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like like I don't know.
I
what
saw
to-
your face. I saw the face you made.
What do I think? You know what? I haven't actually thought about because I only finished it today.
Okay.
So I haven't really thought about what I was gonna say on the show about it, about the ending. Do you know what I mean? Because I finished that and started playing the next game. So,
What, you started playing 2 already?
no. My next game that I'm going to talk about.
Oh, right. Sorry. I thought you that's how I finished that. I started playing the next one.
No. So I suppose the last episode I feel went on quite a long time. I felt
Yeah,
like it
just-
dragged, and it's the most sort of confusing of the episodes. When I say confusing, it just goes all over the place.
Yeah, it is a bit weird, the last episode.
The last episode is very bizarre. Yeah, I suppose it feels more like a video game on the last episode, and I kind of appreciated how much it was telling a story before, and then the last episode it does things that goes like, oh, I've seen this in many video games. Do you know what I mean? I've seen this a lot, where like you've gone to some weird, fucked up mental space, and now you got some stealth mission to do, and I'm like, oh my god, no. Like,
yeah, and it wasn't very well implemented.
no, like so,
part of the
I've lived with the fact that it's not for me. Do you know what I mean? Throughout episode 1 to 4, I've gone like, hey, you know, I get it. Life is Strange is good, but it's not for me. I'm not really into it. It's a bit cheesy, but it works. But the last episode is like, loads of different video game tropes that I've seen all the time, and not even well done. And it kind of let itself down by the last one because of all the weirdness, and it could have told the same story without the weirdness.
Yeah, and just kept it straight.
And kept it straight and kept the same impact, you know.
So
I think that's what I think about it.
Did you see the twist coming? Did you see who the killer was? Did that?
I won't go into who it was, but like
No.
But you think the sort of killer's going one way and then it's going another. I didn't know. I didn't know that was going to be.
It's well done. I've got to say, it is pretty well done the way they do that.
When I won't get into who the killer is. I promise. But when you find out who it is, and then you're in some sort of room with this person, right? Then like their personality changes so much, and I don't quite like that. Right? I almost wanted him to act like he was acting before. But obviously,
we've got to be careful because Duke will probably play this at some point. Possibly.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm only barely listening because I got to grade these papers.
Yeah, so
I'll keep barely listening.
So that's what we should name the whole, like, not just the episode, but like what we should rename ourselves. Barely
keep
listening.
barely listening.
Yeah,
keep barely listening.
Gamers that barely listen. What was I saying? I was saying some bullshit. What was I talking about?
About the being in the room.
So like the person who it ends up being, like his personality changes a lot, and I don't think I almost wanted him to sort of act the same way, and he did bits of that, but
that's
I don't
not
know.
how sociopaths work. That's not how they work. They put a face on, don't they, when they're not killing people.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just thought. That's not my main gripe. My main gripe with it is the weird stuff, that the video gamey stuff that it really forces on you. And
I felt the last episode was almost a bit Alan Wakey somehow. You know, they were
a
almost
bit.
going.
Yeah, it's a bit that. It's a bit.
No way to get me to want to play it.
I know, yeah, quite.
The last episode of Life is Strange Season 1 feels like the weird missions in almost every, first person.
Max Payne has a mission very similar.
Like Max Payne has a mission. Far Cry has missions like that. Call of Duty has missions like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, that weird mission in every game. That's what Episode 5 feels like, and it's just poorly done, and I didn't like it that much. But as a whole, I thought it was an interesting game. I think I did get bored a lot of the time while playing it.
Really?
I think Fraser actually took a screenshot of my face and put it on Twitter of me playing it, and I looked so bored, and it's true. It was a slog, and the last episode really sort of slowed down for me. I'm more interested in the Season 2 story because I kind of know what it's about, so I want to play that. I'm not really into this story. I'm definitely not going to play Before the Storm. I'm not going to do that.
I will do. I found that a bit. It was okay, but I wasn't blown away by it.
No, I won't be doing that. But I'll
and it was by different developers. They handed it off to someone else to do anyway.
Yeah. So I will. I'll try Season 2, but not until they're all out. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I don't.
Just be warned though. Season 2 is kind of more of the same, but more refined, more of the same.
Well, I'll be interested. I suppose it deserves a second go. Do you know what I mean? It's good enough for me to think, hey, well, if it was about the same characters, I probably wouldn't be that interested. But it's about different characters. Like I said, I know roughly what it's about, and I think that's more of an interesting story than this. The one thing that really bothered me is last week I finished episode 3, right? So I played 2 episodes this week. Episode 3, the end of episode 3. I won't go into too much spoilers, but she changes the whole timeline. Let's just say, right?
Oh yeah. I had to think about that then because it's a long time since.
So the end of episode 3, you see something that's quite like, whoa, that's really like she's really fucked around with time here. And the problem with that is in episode 4 there was no point of it. There's no payoff. She sort of just resolves it really, really quickly, and it felt like it wasn't needed. It felt like it was only there to shock me, And I suppose
Yeah.
they did that to kind of justify some of the stuff that happens in episode 5. I'd like to set it up almost that it can happen, but I just don't think it was needed, to be honest. I think it weakened the whole game. I wasn't a big fan of that. Because the game, for the people that haven't played it, the game took a really big like right turn, right? And you're like, whoa, I didn't think the game was going to do this. And then it literally, in 10 minutes, does a U-turn and goes back the way it was going. You know, and it's just like, oh, I thought it was going this way, and now it's gone back to where it was. And, yeah, that kind of bothered me a little bit. But hey.
Look, I can't. I mean, the funny thing is, you'd think I'd be sat here defending it because I love that game.
Yeah.
You know, and I do. I still love it, regardless of what you're saying about it now. But I can't argue with anything you're saying because I agree with what you're saying.
This is the problem when you can turn time at will, right? And I don't want to mention the greatest film in the world, but I will. Back to the Future. There's a reason why the time travel is a resource, right? And there's a reason why it was so difficult to do in Back to the Future, because as soon as you can go back whenever you want, it's really difficult to write a narrative around that. But in Back to the Future, like, they go back in time, and then he goes back without really, by accident, and he doesn't have the power source to go back, and it's like, you know, so you can't go, like, Max can literally go back whenever she wants, and she can look at like a fucking photo and just go back. So like, she can really just do it whenever she wants. Like, oh, her fucking nose bleeds now and again, right? But when,
it's obviously doing some shit to her that,
but
you
like,
probably don't want.
And the game does touch on like, oh, she's going too into it. She's going, like, you know, like she's doing it too much, but it still stands at like she can kind of just go into any reality whatever she wants, which means it's really difficult to follow that. Whereas in Back to the Future, it happened, and then they couldn't do it for the rest of the movie, and then they had to try and figure out how to do it again. So I don't know. I think time's a tricky one, and Life is Strange is a good effort, a very good effort, but not for me.
Yeah, I mean, well, like I just said, I can totally agree with you. It's not gonna be for everyone, and like I say, everything, more or less everything you've said, I kind of agree with. So it's, you know, it's hard to argue. It is what it is.
That's Life is Strange then. Fuck it. Go on then, Stuart.
Yes.
Go on.
Yeah.
Stuart.
Well,
Talk.
here's the thing.
You haven't played anything, have you? You haven't fucking played anything.
I have. No, I have. But as you know, I said,
hectic lifestyle making you tense and impatient. Shut up and get to the point.
Now, you know, I said I was gonna try and, well, I was going to finish the second run of Resident Evil 2.
Yes.
That's what you said.
That didn't happen. It didn't happen, man. I played.
Why didn't it happen? What's wrong?
I know. I'll tell you why it didn't happen. Well, two reasons really. Metro Exodus is out this week, so that was already coming. So I'm like, Also, need to try and get God of War finished, because I'm a sort of long way into that now.
You
and I need
finished
to.
God of War and you started playing Metro Exodus.
Well, kind of half right, yeah. Went to Smelly Shop because Resident Evil 2 was still worth 30 quid.
My favorite time. It's story time.
Whoa, we did story time.
It's not really a story. It's not really a story. I'm just saying I sold it for 30 quid.
Tell a story about going to the Smelly Shop.
Well, only to get rid of the freaking game, so it's gone. That's all I'm saying. I've sold it. It's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Right.
So yeah, I've played a lot of God of War though. I was like, because I was off on Tuesday. I've lost track of days. What day I was off? No, was it Monday? No, it was Monday. Tuesday. It was Tuesday.
You Evil 2, idiot.
I know. Yeah, I've not even played any more of that game.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you finished your second run, did you, Ginny?
I did. I can talk about that.
Have you spoken about that already?
No. I can talk about that now. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's quickly talk about that. What did you think?
Last week's show, we said that the ending was very, very different. I said, the middle.
No, not very different. Just a different.
Because I put the clip on Instagram, so you want to be very, very careful about what the fuck you just correct me on, right?
Okay.
right? Because I
You've
said
got
the
receipts, baby.
I said the game's like Minesweeper, and then you meet some different characters, and the middle's very different. And you said, but apparently the ending's very different as well. And I was like, oh yeah, I don't know. No, it ain't. Ending
No,
ain't
it's a different end.
it ends differently. You see a
Yeah,
bit
it does
more
end
of
different.
So basically, the first run ends, and then the second run, there's like an extra bit of a boss, and then there's like an extra little bit on the ending, like a little scene.
You see, I don't see. Obviously, right. Okay, this is sort of spoiler territory, I guess.
Spoilers.
Spoilers, but
Hold on, spoilers for Resident Evil 2
I'm not going to give
remake.
ending spoiler, but I'm not going to give any details as such. But it's a different boss.
It is.
It is. So that is right. That is a different boss.
But you fight that boss at the end of your first run through, and then
No, you did, but I didn't.
Wait. This is what happens.
Whoa.
This is what happens on the first run through, right?
Oh God, it's this weird timeline thing again, isn't it?
You fight the bloke who's mutated, and then
Yes.
you kill him, and then you fight the tyrant, right?
Yeah. Well, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
So in Claire's run, you don't.
You fight the guy on the train, right?
Correct.
And the tyrant
Yes.
dies by the lift. Is that right?
Correct. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
This is really spoilery now.
Well, we warned everybody.
Yeah, I
fine.
guess.
Also, it's Resident Evil. Just shoot the fucking zombies. It's not a big deal. So, okay, end of the spoilers. You get an extra bit of scene. It's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I finished it. It was good. Would I recommend people must play the second run through? If you've really enjoyed the first run through, have another go. It's interesting enough. It ain't the be all end all.
Can I just ask as well? Regardless of who you're fighting at the end, does it play out in the exact same way then?
How'd you say?
Well, so you're
okay. More spoilers for Resident Evil 2.
More spoilers, because I'm trying to understand.
Just don't.
This,
I'll tell you
right?
what. If you don't want the spoilers for Resident Evil 2, just don't listen to the show.
Don't listen to this show. So okay,
I'm eating cake. Tara went to a cake shop, so I'm going to eat cake. You talk.
Yeah, I'm Claire, right?
Okay.
I'm fighting different boss to you. Round the train with a big chain gun.
Yeah.
Right, you're Chris. Is it Chris? I can't remember which bloody character. Leon. You're Leon fighting other boss B. Is it the same? Is it running around the train with a chain gun?
No.
Okay. So it is different then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That answers that question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a rocket launcher and you blow the fucker up.
But is it still running around the train?
No, it's on the lift. It's on a lift.
See, it's totally different then, isn't it? Yeah, no, it is a lift, but you're like running around the train while it's lifting,
It's not.
going down.
Trust me, I play them both. It's a different fucking place.
Okay, I'm just asking.
It's
But
a different
you said
fucking place, Stu.
You said it was the same. Well, it's obviously not the same.
But you said the ending's massively. Oh my god.
Well, it's completely different boss fights, isn't it? Then. So that is pretty different, is it not?
I guess.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we cleared that up.
Yeah. But what's interesting is the more spoilers for Resident Evil 2, by the way. But I might just name this episode. If you don't want Resident Evil 2 remake sport for you, then don't listen to the show.
Don't listen to this show.
Yes. So the tyrant, Mr. X, right,
yeah,
dies very quickly in Claire's playthrough.
Yes, he does, and it's impressive as well.
In Leon's playthrough, he doesn't die. Right? Did you get to?
Well, obviously,
he doesn't. Did you get to the bit where you do the jail bit and then you get out of the jail?
No.
Have you left the police station
yet?
yet?
Still running around the police station when I finished. I was just
so basically,
like,
you meet this a very attractive lady called Anya or Ada or something like
Ada, isn't it?
Ada. And you crush Mr. X with a fucking truck or something.
Right.
And you kind of like assume he's dead, but obviously because you don't see him like literally die, like he's not dead. And then you play as Ada. So you don't play as you play as the girl, don't you, on the Claire Run?
Correct. Yes.
You play as Ada in this one, and she's got like this hacking tool, right? And so you do that, do some stuff, and fucking Mr. X pops up when you're fucking Ada, and you've hardly got anything to shoot him with, and you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? Run away. And then you don't really see him again until the lab. So the Tyrant comes back at the lab when you get the level 3 band, Stu. You know where you get the level 3? You kill the plant. Yeah. You kill the plant and you get and he pops through there and he's fucking back. So the Tyrant chases you like you're always waiting for him to pop up in Leon's campaign.
You see, I think that's probably worse than the mutated bloke.
Yeah. No, but like when you say worse, I think it's better. Do you know what I mean? Like in terms of like tension.
Scare. Yeah. For sure. I mean worse as in scary.
Yeah, because like played Leon's campaign constantly, like just going fuck. He's just gonna come back. Like he's just gonna. I know he's coming. When I saw him again after like he got crushed by the van, I was like, well, now I know he's alive. And then when Ada ran away from him, I'm like, oh my god. Like he's gonna and you don't see him that much, but you just know he's somewhere, right?
Yeah, you know he's loitering.
Yeah, and then and then you sort it all out. So, and then you get a rocket launcher, right? And you blow the fucker up, and he's like top half is gone.
Nice.
So that's the spoiler of Resident Evil 2.
That's pretty much Resident Evil 2 spoiled for everyone.
You don't need to play it if you accidentally left it on.
Yeah, apologies for that.
Yeah, so, you know, I'd play it anyway because the game's about the
It's
scares.
still an amazing game.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
The story's kind of like, you know.
Shoot zombies.
Yeah.
Be scared.
I played the DLC. I played some of the DLC for Resident Evil.
Oh, is it the Forgotten or something it's called?
There's a few, but there's one called I think the Fourth Survivor. And there's a sewage system like level in Resident Evil 2 Remake, and there's some SWAT teams and stuff in there, and you play as one of the SWAT guys. It's very kind of like it's the same area. It's just put together, and you can only run through in kind of one way. I played it very, very quickly while I was waiting for Marsh to get on Crackdown 3. So it doesn't seem like it's like a massive overhaul. I haven't played the father-daughter one yet, which is the other one.
Right.
So I'm interested in that one. You see them on Leon's campaign in the game.
I like the idea of the DLCs, just sort of branching story paths, you know, of what other people are up to.
How detailed they are, I don't know. Like the SWAT team guy one, what didn't seem that detailed. They literally give you just loads of guns and you just go just shoot a bunch of zombies, and it felt good because the whole game you worried about fucking ammo, and now you just got like loads of guns and you're like I still ran out of bullets though by the end of it, and then I died. So never mind. So that's the DLC. Is there anything else you want to say about Resident Evil 2, Stu?
No, I don't think so. Like I say, really enjoyed it. And unfortunately, other stuff's coming, so I've got to put it aside now because I've got new shiny things to play.
So what? How have you been getting on with God of War?
Do you know what the weird thing about God of War is? I put it down, and because something else comes along, or I'm playing another game or whatever, and then when I pick it back up again, I'm like, God, this game's good.
Yeah.
And that's the weird thing about me and God of War, because I love it when I play it. But then I put it down because something else happens.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and now Exodus has come, and I'm like, I need to finish this bloody game. I desperately need to finish it. I'm a long way in. I'm not that far from the end. I've actually had a little look at the chapters to see where I am, and I'm very close to the end. I'm in hell to let you know where I am in the game. And I'm on a floaty ship.
Yeah. I know where you are. So, you're not far.
So I know that I'm near the end, but I love it. It's just so good. The combat is just so good. Atreus is really leveled up now, and that makes such a difference when you're fighting bosses. Like that electric arrow thing of his is just incredible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When you press and hold square, it'll do some damage.
Oh, amazing amounts of damage.
Mm.
I mean, he almost killed one boss on his own while I was dealing with the other one.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
I know what boss you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm just like, he is some powerful shit now.
Mm.
And I love the way that the characters, like his character especially, is developed.
I didn't like his change. I thought he turned into
I like it. I kind of still feel like it fits.
No, he just turns into a bellend, doesn't he?
Well, he does, but I like the way that sort of is dealt with, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. I feel like it's done in quite a good way because he's almost like that moody teenager. You know what I mean? He's kind of got that like, yeah, what can you tell me? I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, I like the way he gets put down as well. You know what I mean? He gets dealt with. He gets like, not a back slap as such, but so verbally, verbally backslapped to keep him in check. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. But yeah, no, I love that. I love the way that the characters, and I feel like the pacing is actually really good considering how slowly I've played this game. I feel like it's sort of speeding up at the end. I like games where the levels get shorter. Where the chapters get a bit shorter as you get towards the end of the game, and you feel like you're getting somewhere. It doesn't feel like it's dragging, even though I know I've played it for a long time.
Resident Evil 2 does that a bit, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't mind that one bit. Do you know what I mean? I really like it, and like I say, I think what's amazed me the most about this game is just Kratos as a character, because I feel like in previous God of War games he was kind of just angry, and very angry, but not really a rounded. Like
he just got angry and had sex with women. That's all he did.
Yeah. Whereas in this game, I feel like I know what motivates him. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I know him more as a person rather than just this reason just to kick the shit out of everything. Does that kind of make sense? I don't know what that makes sense.
Yeah. He's way more fleshed out. Literally.
Oh,
as well.
yeah.
He's fucking beefy.
And it's so well written. You know what I mean? And the dialogue, I think, is great. I think this game is pretty incredible, really. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that to the end of that, and hopefully that should be this week coming with a bit of luck. With a bit of luck, I'll try and get that finished off.
I don't know how you play multiple games at the same time.
I don't know. I just do it.
It's weird though, spending forever playing things when you should be playing.
Yes, it is weird, isn't it, Duke?
Get it? Get it? Because I'm doing that with Red Dead.
I get you. Yeah, I'm Life is Strange. Let's be fair.
This student, I ask all my creative writing 2 students to write about 4 different stories that have, made a big impact on them and how they tell the stories. And this student, I just opened up. Her first story she's talking about is one of my favorite stories is the movie What We Do in the Shadows. Hey-o. So good for her.
Good for her. Yeah. Good for her. Right, who's up next?
Duke.
Who else has got a game? Who's got a game?
Besides, I started a new Minecraft server. Let me tell you about it at length.
No.
Oh, no.
No, definitely not.
Okay, I've been playing Crackdown 3.
Woohoo!
How about that?
Yeah.
We're all we are playing some new and current shit on this show today.
Yeah.
Fuck. Crackdown 3 is out, finally. And I think it's been getting a lot of shit. Is that right, Stuart?
It has been getting a lot of shit.
People are under, certainly.
Yeah, it's not been having the best of times, shall we say.
And I think, when I think about it, my thought on that is expectancy level, managing expectations. Right?
Well, yeah, but whoa, right there, Mr. Chin.
Oh, Mr. Chin.
Go on.
Right. Because let's be honest, Microsoft and Xbox in particular have been bigging up this game since they announced.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
So when
I'm
you
not...
talk about managing expectations, they've created.
No,
all this
I'm
shit.
not. I think you've read me wrong there. I
Okay,
agree with you.
okay,
I think
take it back.
Microsoft has done a bad job of managing expectations with Crackdown because we all need to
Is
go.
this footage from it?
Yes.
Wowzers!
Yeah.
This looks very. It just looks like Crackdown 2 or 1 even.
Yeah.
It doesn't look even any different.
Well, it probably is if you put them next to each other, but whatever.
I guess.
We have to go back 13 years.
We do.
All right. When Crackdown 3 was released with the Halo 3 beta. No one knew about it. You very rarely played games co-op, right? Very rarely played online co-op games with your friends. And the 360 was still new. And Crackdown was a hit because of these things. Because you don't really play open world games co-op. Because there aren't that many games on the 360. Because it had the Halo 3 beta on it as well.
And let's be honest, because they sort of invented collectibles in open world games.
They kind of like just went mad with collectibles and it was a hit. But people forget that Crackdown 1 is a janky mess, right? It's a janky game.
Yeah, but it's a fun janky game.
It is a fun janky game,
incredibly fun.
but it's a fucking janky game, right?
Yes.
And
So is your point that this game isn't so janky and therefore it's what you needed?
My point is that this game is a janky mess, all right?
Okay.
Seriously, is it a janky mess?
It is a janky mess.
It's an example of some of the jank.
Yeah,
The
what's the
jank.
jank?
Oh, jank.
So to define the word jank,
Bojankles.
so what I would say is janky is like when you're trying to you see an orb and you want to move your character to that orb and it's up several flights of the building and you have to climb on the ledges of the window outside and sometimes there's a ledge above you that's slightly sticking out so then your character has to kind of come out and then back in. All right, and then sometimes your character doesn't quite grab the ledge. Sometimes
that makes it so satisfying when you finally get the orb.
Yeah, is that done on purpose though, or is that just because it's jank?
I don't think so.
I don't know if it's done on purpose or not, but that was in Crackdown 1, and that is in Crackdown 3.
Not learned at all.
Do you think it's the same code?
It feels like exactly like Crackdown, right? So when people go, "Oh, this is shit," right? I've got this is Crackdown. Like this isn't shit. This is just Crackdown. Crackdown has always been shit. It's just your expectation of what Crackdown... Like, what happens over time is people build things bigger than they actually are, right?
No, they're from their emotional memory.
Yeah.
They remember having lots of fun. We forget
and I'm not saying the fun wasn't real, but I'm just saying that, like, over time you forget... Like, when you split up from a woman that you... Crackdown is like splitting up with your ex and then thinking I should get back with her because... You know, because you're only remembering the good times, and then you don't remember all the bad times.
Siren wanting to get back with the comedian in Watchmen.
Do you know the stupid thing? I think it's less about the game, and was more about the stuff you did with your friends online. It was just
it was
less about the game. It was just the crazy shit you had and the laughs. So, I mean, I just remember laughing.
I've played 4 hours of Crackdown 3 today, right? And all of those 4 hours was co-op with Marsh, who is now a listener of the show. Hello, Marsh.
Hello, Marsh.
We were playing it and going, this is a fucking janky mess. I can't fucking get up this building. I can't get up this orb. Why can't I jump high enough? Fuck these controls. How do I swap weapon? I can't swap weapon. Connection issues. This AI is dumb. And then by the end of the 4 hours, all those things still remain. But at the end of it, we was like, it is pretty fun, though.
Yeah, it is about the fun.
Because Crackdown 1, as janky as it was still fun, right? And this, this is, I would say, if you put them next to each other, this is probably a better game in terms of how it looks, how it plays. It probably is better, but it's been so long that I don't remember. But like I just think that. What did you expect? You know, like a good Crackdown game is pretty much what we've got. Right, this is a good Crackdown game, but Crackdown has never really been that great. It's just been an okay open world game. And bear in mind, back in 2006, we'd never seen this kind of like leveling up shit in an open world game before, right? So the fact that you could level up abilities in an open world game was like mind blowing, right? So like it introduced a lot of things that we're so used to now that it just ain't that spectacular no more. So it's the people that hate Crackdown 3. I'm sorry, but you probably just fucking did it to yourself. Because I went into Crackdown 3 going, this Crackdown was always fucking like a bit jank and a bit messy and a bit like, you know, frustrating when you climb up buildings and stuff. But it was fun to play with Marsh. And that's the same thing. Like, the driving has always been shit. The climbing has always been annoying. But what me and Marsh ended up doing in Crackdown 3, which is what we did 13 years ago when we played Crackdown 1, was, okay, we've got to go to this boss, but let's just get this orb first. And then we get that orb, and then we see another orb, and then we see another orb, and then we see another, and we go, right, okay, we definitely go to that boss now. So that's Crackdown 3. The way it works, by the way, is a little bit like Wildlands, or a little bit like Far Cry 5, Duke, where you've got or Shadow of Mordor, where you've got like a web of bad bosses, right? Definitely Wildlands is the inspiration, where you've got like a, you know, like a web of bosses, and to unlock.
I remember them doing this in Crackdown 1 though.
Maybe they pretty much did, but I suppose it's more visual in Crackdown 3. They have like meters and graphs and all sorts of stuff. And you say the one boss is like this AI computer, right? And to fuck him off, you just blow up. I forgot what it is. Like these train station things. And then there's another boss, and to fuck him off, you just blow up his little factory things, his weird factory things. And then he comes, and then when you blow them all up, he'll come out. You unlock a boss fight basically, and all the boss fights. I played 2 of them, right? And they both were pretty good. They wasn't brilliant, but they were like interesting. There's probably better than the boss fights in Crackdown 1, because there's like, you know, stages to them. You go up, and there's like one of them was in a mech suit, and then it was decent. Like, that's what I'd say about Crackdown 3. It's like, it's a decent game. It's not blowing anyone away. But I think the problem with it is that it's 6 years in the making. People have this like weird image that Crackdown was ever good, and it's just got a lot of pressure on it. And it was never that great a game anyway.
It was never going to live up to those experiences we had 13 years ago. And the other issue is, at the time, like you said, everything that it was doing was new and different. And we haven't played anything like that. And the other thing that it does,
to a penny now, it's just like,
and did so well, was tap into so many psychological things in your brain.
It still does that, Stu. But like, games
with the noises of the
games have done it better now, right? We live in a world where like microtransactions and like loot boxes, and the way the loot boxes open and the noises they make.
So
they're
tapping into all that shit.
And there's science behind it. And so this stuff that Crackdown introduces is like tame shit. But the main problem really is that Microsoft really have to try harder than this, because I think they were hanging a lot on this. And when you compare, I mean, I don't argue with anyone. Like, I'm defending Crackdown 3 a little bit, but I'm still saying it's not a great game. But I also say that Microsoft have a long way to go to even think about comparing themselves to Sony in terms of how good their exclusives are. Because Sony just seem to nail exclusives. I don't know, because maybe they just give their developers more time, better resources. I don't know. But like, I think it's as simple as this. It's as simple as this, Stu. Sony make cooler exclusives. Period.
I don't think that's the problem.
That's as simple as it is. They make cooler games.
It is as simple as it is, but I think the reason really is that Sony are quite, whereas Microsoft are trying to sort of build franchises, you know, and sort of make money off old games. In effect, I mean, they're sort of saying, look, everyone loves Crackdown, everyone can relate to it because they know what to get, you know, and what to expect, but let's do that because we know that's sort of a sure thing. Whereas I feel like Sony are more willing to let developers take risks and do different things, and go, look, just do something, show us what you've got, and then we'll see whether we want to run with it or not. And Dreams is probably a prime example of something like that. Because, like, who else would allow someone to just come up with this crazy idea of a game where you make games?
Xbox Indie Arcade, they used to have fucking Killer's Dream on there.
Yeah, but they were just indie developers. Where they're not a Microsoft exclusive studio.
Well, I think what you're saying, Stu, is they make business decisions, not gaming decisions. And Lewis and
Microsoft is all about the business. Whereas Sony's all about creativity.
But at the same time, you've got to be.
With good business as well. Obviously,
right, you've got to have good
cash
business.
Off these things.
You've got to have good bit. Like I'm not saying don't make games that that won't make you any money, but there's just something in the culture of Microsoft that all their exclusives have this kind of like layer of like family friendly. It's not too gritty, serious. I know this is shooting a lot.
Thieves is a good example.
Yeah, it's all like it's all coated in this like it's all lovely. Like it's almost like a spillover from the Wii era. Where everything had to be friendly all of a sudden because then moms would buy it and stuff. And like I know that's a bit of an extreme example, but like every Microsoft exclusive seems to have this kind of like it's not gritty anymore. It's all kind of like got the sheen of like everything's just playful, right? And it's not the last one was probably Gears of War, and then the Wii came out, and everything was friendly and avatars and all this stuff. And I Lewis in the chat says Sony's got great exclusive, but I'd have an Xbox just for Forza any day. Like he's a car head though, right? So if you're a car head and you want to play a good car game, Forza's just the way that you go, right? I can't dispute them there. Like Forza's a very good exclusive, but it's also like I wouldn't say a niche, but it's a certain audience, right? And when you look at like Horizon Zero Dawn, even Days Gone, which I think looks good, The Last of Us, it's just a no-brainer,
Yeah, and like say Dreams, I think is going to be something else again, really. Yeah,
so,
it's difficult because you're comparing apples and oranges.
I'm getting away from. Let me talk about Crackdown 3 a little bit more detail.
Yeah, talk about Crackdown 3.
So the wildland structure of unlocking bosses is in there. It feels a lot like the first Crackdown. The cutscene style is all over the place. There's not full CGI. It's kind of like web comic-y. I don't like it. It looks cheap. And the game constantly stops you every the first hour, it constantly like gives you like little cutscenes when you unlock a new boss and stuff, and you just like, I just want to collect orbs, right? I just
that's what you want to do in Crackdown.
Like and it
Where's
keeps going.
Orb?
It keeps saying like, oh, check out this boss, and he's in charge of the chemical stuff. And I'm like, I just give me all. I need to jump higher. Just fuck off, right? The other weird thing that I don't like. This is probably my biggest gripe with the game, right? Fuck all the. It took 6 years and it's a jank game. This is my biggest fucking gripe with the game. When you bump into your co-op partner, right, you knock them out the way. In a game where it's really fiddly and you are following your co-op partner all over the place and it doesn't control well anyway. So if you look, the amount of times I bumped into Marsh and fucking one of us knocked each other off, lol, like a building. And,
oh my god!
And it was just like, oh my god, why did they even just make it transparent? Or like, I wouldn't care if like we couldn't clip it. We just went through each other. It just seemed like an odd decision. But like, not only do like, it's not like Marshy runs into me and I stop dead. My character has an animation for being knocked out the way when Marsh runs into me.
So they actually thought about that.
So they actually have to like, and
they could be cute if it's a very tiny little thing.
Say again?
It could be cute if it was a tiny little thing that
happened. Yeah, but like this is like I'm on this ledge and then Marsh climbs up behind me and now he's knocked me off. Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
And then you have to climb up again.
And I suppose the other thing is the driving is terrible. Terrible. And I don't know if I have to level it up, but I remember in Crackdown 1 that the driving was bad and it took fucking ages to level it up. So I ain't doing that shit again.
Yeah. Do you get the same thing? Does your character model change as you get level? Because obviously in the original Crackdown you got bigger, didn't you? And your car changed as you leveled it up and stuff.
The character didn't get bigger.
Did he not? I thought he did. I thought
the car got bigger.
Muscly.
The car.
Was
got
it the
bigger.
car? See,
Yeah.
that's my memory
See,
filling.
memory's a
blanks
funny
about
thing,
there.
isn't it? Memory's
It
a funny
is
thing.
playing tricks, man.
Playing tricks.
Making you remember things that were
And plus,
better.
one of the characters is Terry Crews, right? So you don't want to get any bigger than Terry Crews. He's already a fucking monster as it is.
Yeah.
So,
And he's an awesome person, Terry
he
Crews.
he is a brilliant person. That's pretty much it. You know what though? I did have fun. I know I sound a bit negative Nancy on it, but I did have fun playing it. I really did.
No, you're so fucking negative.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Like done? Is this?
What?
Are you done? Like, have you finished the game?
No. I've
You
done
said
2.
you did have fun.
Yeah.
You have had.
All right, English teacher. Like I was having fun, and I will continue to have fun when I play it some more. I'm not done with it yet. Yeah, the weapons are cool. Let's say some positive things. The weapons are cool, and once you pick up a weapon, you don't have to find it again. You can just go to a supply point and then just pick it again. I suppose what it does is it kind of treats your time with respect. Like, so I think Duke, you probably would enjoy it because it's really frantic. It's really like non-stop shooting, and then when you're not shooting, you're just jumping and finding orbs. So like, as a video game, it's kind of, I think it's all right. Like I haven't really heard many people.
Let me ask you this though. I'm going to ask you a question now.
Go on.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Go on.
If this wasn't included with Game Pass day one,
yes,
how many people do you think would have gone out and actually bought this?
I think curiosity would have got the better of people. Obviously, reviews and things like that would have got out. Yeah, probably wouldn't be the best selling game. It wouldn't probably sell as well as like a Nintendo exclusive or a Sony exclusive. But I don't know. You also forget that you assume that all gamers listen to fucking podcasts and shit, whereas a lot of gamers don't know what other people think of stuff, and they just play games and go, "Hey, I remember Crackdown," and then play it and enjoy it. All right, so I don't know. It could have sold well. It certainly got a lot of attention, whether or not people like it or not. But I don't care. I'm having fun with it. And
the funny thing is, as I'm watching it more, I'm feeling very nostalgic.
Nostalgia, yeah. That's it kind of. See,
as I'm watching it more, I'm remembering this sort of.
You do have
around.
you have a little jetpack and you have a dash forward now, which is very, very useful. By the way, so that helps a lot. And when I first sort of saw that in the game, I was like, oh, that's not Crackdown. But when you've got it, you're like, oh.
What did it take him 6 years to do? We'll put the forward dash. In
Yeah, I know.
That's done. Brilliant.
Yeah, it's ridiculous that it took this long, and the multiplayer, the cloud damaging power of the cloud bollocks still isn't in the game.
I just remember doing this exactly. Is this you playing, Chinny, or is this just some random?
No, this is just a random play.
But I remember just doing what he's doing, just collecting every single agility orb that you can see.
So it gives you that Crackdown itch, like, and if you enjoyed that Crackdown itch 13 years ago. I think maybe just don't have your rose tinted glasses on, and maybe just remember that the original game wasn't that great either, but it was fun because we hadn't done those things before. In 2019, we've done them many times.
It just I think like, not unfortunately, that's not the right phrase, but I think the original Crackdown was a bit of a trendsetter, really. It did a lot.
Inspired a lot of games after it.
Yeah,
but like, never
big time. You wonder what wouldn't have happened if that game had never come out.
Lewis in the chat says the power of the cloud destruction is the multiplayer only. Yes, I know that, but like that isn't available
the
yet.
Multiplayer is really not very good.
That's a mess. So
you can blow shit up, but apart from that, it's very old-fashioned apparently.
Yeah.
And very limited.
But yeah, that's Crackdown 3 anyway. That's it.
Yeah, it's looking at it. I'm nostalgic. I look at it and I think if I had an Xbox, I'd probably be playing it.
Sweet.
I'd be I'd be bouncing around.
Cool.
But I'm not, because I haven't got one.
Playing?
But what I have been playing is a little bit, and I have to say it is a little bit of Metro Exodus. Probably
I didn't realise this was out.
Yeah, out on Friday. It was out on Friday. Probably about the first 45 minutes. That's really is as little as I've played of this.
Would I have to play Last Light to play it?
No, not really. It's the same main character, so you're sort of playing as Artyom. But what I am playing, one bit of advice I would give you, Chinny, but you're never going to do this, If you do happen to ever play this game, it is so much better played with the Russian language and English subtitles. It just sounds better. You know, it just feels more authentic.
No.
It is, I know you'd have to read, right? So you do a lot of reading, but it just feels right. You know, everyone talking in Russian. It just feels right.
You really need to listen to it in the original Russian.
No, but I think it gives it the atmosphere. You know, you're in Russia. You know, they're speaking in Russian. It's like the Yakuza games.
To an extent, sometimes I feel that, but I don't know. I feel like it doesn't make that much difference.
I cannot imagine playing a Yakuza game with English language because it doesn't have it. Well, you're playing in Japanese.
Does the Yakuza game have any English dub on it?
No, it's all Japanese.
Fuck.
Subtitled.
Antonio, how do you feel about this? Do you agree that
He loves
the
it. Of course, he loves it.
Just want to give Stu a little boost.
Yeah, I just think it just gives you that. It just makes you feel more in the game.
Fair enough.
You know, in that sort of setting. And I think, and generally, I mean, I have listened to a little bit of the English, like audio, and I think generally just the voice acting's better
because you can't understand them.
Because I can't understand the word they're saying, but I don't know. It just sounds more natural. It just sounds right. I don't know. It's a weird thing, but I just feel like it sounds right. But yeah, talking about the game itself, it does look nice. I mean, I know we saw all that sort of sizzle reel when it was first announced, and you know they had that tiny bit of gameplay, what was supposedly going to be the game, and it did look incredible. You know, I don't think it's a long way from that, to be honest. You know, I don't feel like and one of the massive changes in this compared to Last Light and obviously the original Metro is just the character models are so much better. Because what Metro did really well, the environments always look really cool, you know, and the lighting looked really cool, and particle effects look really cool. But the character models were awful; they looked terrible, like facial animation and all that sort of stuff. And this is really a step up.
I don't care about the graphics. How's the game?
It feels pretty solid. I mean, the opening, which is what you're looking at now, where you sort of.
Now, wait a minute. Sorry, are you on a train here?
Yeah, but he's kind of giving you.
The point of the goddamn game in the book is that the metros are all done, and
They are all done. No, whoa, Duke. Just hold up a minute there. This is for the benefit of people who've not played the previous two games. So you kind of.
I hate it.
You kind of start off on the train before any of the bombs, or just as the bombs are dropping.
I got you.
And
so
then he's kind of
opening.
Yeah, he's kind of just giving you a bit of a history of the games, you know, what went on, you know, and it does like little scenes from the previous two games in the opening, which I thought was pretty cool.
Did it include the monsters whispering?
I didn't see that. But it's
foundational part of the book.
I know.
To have Soviets in one station and fascists in another and liberals in another.
They did, and it tells you all that stuff. So it does like a little voiceover telling you what went down.
Soviet Union, everybody. In case you don't know about the book, read it.
I don't remember anything. I played Metro 2033. I don't remember any of it.
Well, it's because it didn't include as much of the book in the.
No, the book is really, really good. By the way.
Yeah, fuck the book. I ain't gonna read the book.
Hey,
just be steady.
I don't read, man.
Well, it's time to start. You're never too.
Time to start, man. It's never too late.
It's never too late for now.
It isn't. But yeah, I love the way. By the way, you can see that transition from the cutscene to the actual gameplay.
Aesthetics, Stu. How's the game?
Beautiful. Good. It feels good. I like the way it controls. The shooting mechanics feel pretty spot on, but it's really mean.
Gas masks and air filters.
Oh yeah, there's all that shit still.
Oh, Christ.
But it is quite mean to you because you start the game.
Right.
And you're getting attacked by shit, and you've got like literally 2 cartridges. It gives you 2 shots in your gun.
Right. I've just been playing Resident Evil 2. Now I've got the fucking this to worry about.
Yeah. And these horrible mutant things attacking you, and they're way more detailed now than in previous games. So they're pretty. The AI actually seems pretty good. They do sort of flank you and run around you and sort of come from different directions.
Is Bullet still currency?
I don't believe so, but I haven't played enough of it to know.
Oh, okay.
I literally have played like the prologue, which is like the opening to the game, and I'm literally just started the main part of the game.
The only thing I remember about Metro 2033 is I got stuck on a train and I didn't realise that I had to set fire to the cobwebs.
Yeah, the cobwebs are back and setting fire is back.
But
you can just push through them. You know, you don't have to actually set fire to anything. But yeah, I feel it's very Metro at the moment, but I know obviously that's going to change. You know, because they've gone for a more, it's kind of a more of a Tomb Raider feel from what I can gather, where they have sort of constricted open world areas, if that's a good way of describing it.
Okay.
So you sort of get into these sort of open areas, but they're still fairly linear.
Right.
So it gives you that illusion of open world, but it isn't really.
Okay.
Which is fine by me. I'm quite happy to play a game where I don't have to explore a massive open world all the time.
Far Cry, I like it. It's got to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, whereas me, I'm all about the narrative and story. So that's absolutely fine. But other than that, I've not got a lot else to say, really.
What's your aim for next week?
My aim for it's going to be a bit of a problem because it's half term. So even though I've got 2 days off next week, Millie and Kay are both here, which is a problem because that encroaches on gaming time.
Ugh, the parents.
Obviously, a day off on my own,
right?
I can just do whatever I want all day. Whereas Kay and Millie are here, want to do stuff, like other stuff apart from play games. So I'm going to aim to try and get God of War finished.
Yeah.
And play a substantial amount more of Metro, then I can talk a little bit more about it next week.
Okay.
Well, Godspeed to you, Stuart.
I know. So that's what I'm going to aim.
Yeah.
Whether that's going to
finish New Dawn, but I'm not going to promise nothing.
No, you don't promise anything.
I think I'm likely.
But whether that'll happen is another thing entirely.
Have you played anything else this week?
Just one other game I played because quite a while ago, JP Snake gifted me Get Even.
What is Get Even?
So Get Even is, well, weirdly, I thought it was more of a sort of run away and hide type game, but it's not. I thought it was not a walking simulator as such, but more of a sort of, it's more of a first-person military shooter.
Okay.
Which is not kind of what I was expecting, but actually I kind of like it.
When I first loaded it up, I was like, here we go, another walking simulator. And then he pulls out a silenced pistol, and now it looks like a Bond game. Yeah.
And it's pretty good. And it is a bit Bondish. Not bondage, by the way. I need to clarify. Although there is someone tied up at the beginning. So basically, the premise of the game is a bit weird. So the premise of the game, this bit at the beginning, you're sort of hunting this girl who's been taken hostage.
Okay.
And when you eventually find her, she's got a bomb strapped to her chest that you have to try and defuse before she blows up, but you make a complete hash of it because I don't think there's any way that you can do it. And then it all sort of goes, and then the next thing you know, you wake up in what's like an old mental asylum.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool premise. Really cool thing happened. I was in like this building, and I got this cool gun out that can shoot round corners, which was pretty impressiff.
Yeah,
we can all
they're
we
real.
all like guns.
Those guns are
that
real.
Shoot round corners.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. And by the way, because my rig won't run this very well because it's quite graphic intensive.
Okay.
As you can probably tell, it looks pretty sharp and stuff. So I'm using the NVIDIA Now to play it.
Oh.
Right.
Do you remember the NVIDIA Now?
I'm in the streaming service.
Yeah, well, kind of. It doesn't stream the game. Well, it kind of does, but it uses they have like 1080 graphic card rig setup, and then it just utilizes one of those. It's like a virtual graphics card.
Right.
So you can use games that you own on Steam, but it uses the graphics card to run it.
So like the streaming service?
Yeah, it is, but it's not a traditional one.
Like the streaming service?
Yeah, I guess.
It's a streaming service, too.
It is, but it's not. You don't purchase games off them.
Potato, tomato.
I guess you're just utilizing it, but it works really, really well. I've got to say, I'm quite
Good.
impressed.
Very good.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with NVIDIA now. I haven't used it very much, but when I get a game like this where I'm like, I don't think my rig will run this very well, so I just use NVIDIA now to do it.
Hmm.
And it's kind of weird though, because
That's a bloody good phone that he's got in his hand there.
I know,
isn't
it's
it?
impressive.
So on the screen, what just happened was he took a photo of a rag hanging off a radiator from like 3 feet away, and the phone went, there is DNA of a 20-year-old woman on that rag. I'm like, fucking hell.
Your phone can't do that, Jenny? What kind of piece of shit phone do you have?
I need to update my software on the iOS. Yeah,
you don't have iDNA? That's the app for the iPhone.
I see.
So yeah, so far it's pretty good. But
So is it just kind of like a linear story based?
I get the impression that's what it's gonna be, but it's another one of these games that's like every decision you make has consequences, and because like early on in the game there's this mental dude in a cell, and he's like, let me out, please let me out. You know the usual trope of like gibbering and slavering a bit. So I let him out, and then he's like, that may have consequences later in the game. Yeah, I guess.
That man was David Cage, and now he's going to make terrible games.
The gibbering idiot. Yeah, but so far it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. But again, when I'll play this again is anyone's guess. Because there's other stuff.
Why did you play it?
I don't know. I just felt because somebody gifted it to me. I thought, do you know what? I guess I should play this game and actually see what it's like. Because somebody spent money on this for me to play it. So
I know. I mean,
so I did.
You know that feeling.
I need to play Raging Justice for that reason.
Yeah. So I thought I'll give it a go, see what I think, and it's way better than I was expecting. It's way better. I had it on my wish list, so it was on the wish list. So yeah, it's pretty good. I actually think it's pretty good. So
Get even.
Get even, man.
Get even.
Get even.
Anyway.
So, yeah. Anyway, I think that's it. Are we all done? Have you got anything else, or are you done?
We're done. I think we've got to go to emails.
Emails already?
We've been talking for an hour and 45
This show
minutes.
has already been an hour and 50.
What do you want to do in the meantime?
God, what a long show. Right, yeah, we'll do emails. I've got them.
Whoa, that ruled.
And rule it did. Rule it did. Right, I guess we should do some of these then. Have we done this one? I think we did this one. You see, I'm totally unprepared. Yeah, I've done that one. We've done that one. I'm just checking the ones I've done so I don't reread emails we've already done.
Yeah.
That's some 5. So I've done those. Just bear with me. I'm getting there. Just bear with me. Right, here we go. Here's a new one. Right, okay. First email tonight is from Kev Westerman.
Hi, Kev.
Okay, hi, Kev.
And he says this. Good evening, veterans, and good morning to future me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, would you have thought it? If only you released a podcast earlier, you would have been bang on the money with your topics for last week, with the Nintendo Direct being midweek and Activision shenanigans like anyone gives a shit. Are we going to talk about that? Don't think so. Okay, number one.
Nintendo Mario Maker 2.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Oh, you're excited. You're
Zelda,
Nintendo
Zelda
fanboy.
Link's Awakening looked fantastic.
Yeah, but it's an old game.
It doesn't matter. They're redoing it.
Old.
You're playing Resident Evil 2 again. Come on.
Yeah, but that's a good game.
Shots.
You like Zelda. You've played a Zelda.
I did like Zelda.
You're just being a
So what's the
meanie.
difference? What's the difference between the original game? What's the difference between the original game and this one then?
Let me put it on
Explain.
It's gonna look better.
It's gonna
better.
look
Well, get that.
very.
Is it a remake or just a graphics paint job?
It's not just like a paint job. It
Is
seems
it a
like
remake or is it just a nut res?
it's a remake.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. You judge for yourself. It looks. It's the everything's laid out the same way. It's the same view.
Yeah.
But the difference is that it's like they've made it in 3D and it looks very, very cute.
Yes.
It looks adorable.
It does look adorable, no doubt about it.
Yeah, find some gameplay, man.
I've got it. It's there. It's
Oh
on the-
my god, I see what you mean. It looks like that is really weird.
It looks like you're playing like a board game version of Zelda.
It's very weird. I don't. That's so funny.
It's very cute.
That is. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's hard to describe, isn't it? It's like
Wait a minute,
almost
was that-
like.
Say again.
Was that a Goomba from Super Mario Brothers that he was jumping on?
Yeah, there's like some sort of weird 2D section or something in the game.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but like it kind of feels like it's like a miniature, like you're playing little miniature versions.
Well, it looks like a stop motion animation almost, doesn't it?
Yeah, you could say that.
But
yeah.
a good one. But a good one.
It's and people have compared side by side to some of the art to the original Game Boy, Link's Awakening, and everything's like almost bang on. Like there's two like wooden columns next to a house, and they're there. Like they've made it to a T. So I would say it's like a remake. So that's very exciting. I've always wanted to try. I've always wanted to try Mario Maker, but no one, because I didn't have a Wii U because it's a shit console. So I wanted Mario Maker to be ported. Little did I know they're making a Mario Maker 2, so I'm very excited about that.
So is Mario Maker the Dreams version for Nintendo where you can make your own game stuff?
You make your own Mario game.
Yeah. But people were making all sorts of weird shit.
Oh yeah,
weren't they?
mad shit. Yeah, but the cool thing about Mario Maker is like you can make it look like Mario 1, Mario 3, Mario World, the new Mario stuff. It's really cool how they do it.
So interesting. So you're looking forward to two games this year.
Games,
you can make games.
There's a demo for the new Yoshi game. I've never really been into Yoshi games because I think Yoshi's a little crying bitch. But I'll give the demo a try. My Switch is at work at the moment, so I haven't really had a chance to play it. Anyway, read the fucking email.
Anyway, there's more emails. Right, here we go. Right, number one. Here we go. The hot topic about the state of the gaming industry. Then the midweek announcement of the 800+ job losses at Activision. Yeah, that's how it goes, I guess.
Yeah,
that's what happens.
So Activision doesn't have a very good business model.
Nope. Number two. Stu finally finding Tetris Effect after it was nominated for Game of the Year. Yeah, it's a good game. It's a good game. And Tetris 99. Have you played this, Ginny?
No, I've heard about it.
It's a free to play battle royale Tetris game.
I didn't know it was free to play.
Yeah, it's free to play. Yeah, you don't have to pay for it. It's free on Switch.
I know what free to play means, Stu. I got it.
It's free. It's totally free. Yeah. There's nothing to pay. You don't have to get your credit card out.
Understand.
You get that. Being released for free after the Nintendo Direct later in the week. So there you go. Apparently it's very good. A lot of people are talking about it.
Tetris, still hot shit.
Still hot shit. Number three, discussion about Battle Royale games. Tetris 99 is a Battle Royale game, which is bloody amazing, by the way.
Is this a Switch exclusive?
I think it must be, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is.
Get a Switch.
Anyway, enough about all that. Let's get on to me.
Phaser in the chat, who said he's got to leave soon, said it's only free if you've got the year subscription with Nintendo, which I do. So,
You'll be all right then. Again, I know you didn't ask, but this week I've mainly been playing Stardew Valley on the PS4.
Yeah, baby, Stardew. What?
I know. I can hear the laughter. No, because
I'm loving it. What do you? Anybody laughs, they die.
Exactly. But I assure you, this was by complete...
Don't make me break my foot open your ass!
It was apparently an accident that he played this game. It started when I bought the missus it for her Switch. I saw it and thought, it's out on the PS4 on disc. I can see this being worth some cash in years to come. So I pick up a copy along with Shaq Fu, another game worth keeping sealed, not just because it will be a collectible in the coming years. Anyway... The games arrived Friday. I just couldn't help myself. I ripped open Stardew Valley Placed the disc into the PS4 knowing this was a bad idea. In second, the game was loaded.
Yeah.
I awoke Sunday tea time, a foggy mind, and flashbacks of planting seeds and chopping trees. 16 flipping hours I've snuck into this game, and not a single trophy.
It's
Right.
You're getting turnips and.
Wow, it was 16 hours, man. Jesus Christ almighty, that is a long time to play a game. Anyway, right, down to the question. Are you significant others, partners, wives, gamers? If so, how do you balance, I think that's meant to say, balance your game, typo, balance your gaming time? If not, how does she balance you or your gaming time? I think that's meant to say. So if so, how do you balance your gaming time? If not, how does she balance her gaming time? Maybe that's what it means. So, significant others being gamers, people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
You first.
Well, I mean, look, the Duchess knows that I'm going to play video games, and she's generally cool with it. She said, she points out that I do it too much, and I know that I play too many games, and it's not healthy. But so long as I take care of the dishes and, walk the dog occasionally and, and get out the vote, walking around the snow, she can't say too much. And she's not, it's not that type of thing where she's like, it's just, she wants me to be healthy. That's all. It's not a beef. It's not a problem.
Yeah, that's what everyone who's got a problem says.
Yeah, exactly. I could quit if I wanted to, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Tara. What about Tara, Chinny?
She does play video games. In fact, the very first time I went round her mum's house, she was playing a video game.
What game?
And what game was that?
It was Worms 3D.
I love Worms.
Yes.
I was never particularly keen on the 3D version, if I'm being honest.
That's what I was more concerned about. I went, wow, you're choosing to play the 3D version. But,
Armageddon, man.
There's things I like about this situation, but there's also things I don't like about this situation. The fact that you're playing the 3D Worms, I've got massive beef with. I'm never going to see you again. Bye. And then, yeah, so she does play. She doesn't play them that much now. She likes playing games with me, though, now.
As in watching you play or actually playing?
No, like actually playing. Like,
okay.
She's probably better than most spouses, right? In terms of the spouse. There's one side of the couple that plays the most games, and then the other is not that interested. She's probably more involved than most. The last game she really, really played and got into was probably Batman Arkham Asylum.
Okay, good game.
But she likes Overcooked. Even on, we was up in Manchester this weekend, and Simeon is fucking loving his retro pie. I have to say, absolutely loving it to a point where his wife was like, "Thanks for that, Mike." So yeah, he's been playing Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine and Mario Kart on 64, and Tara joins in there. She can play some Mario Kart. And in terms of balance, I suppose it's all about balance in everything, isn't it? It's like you don't want to play too much of it. I always say to Tara, like, if I get about 2 hours out my system, I'm good. Like these days, I don't need to play for like 10 hours straight anymore. If I have a couple of hours and I'm like, I'm like, yeah, I'm alright. That's a couple of hours, I'm done. But like at the same time, Tara understands when like there's a big game, like say Red Dead 2 came out, and I said to Tara, I was like, I've got to play this game, and she's like, yeah, I get it. But like if I stop playing too much, she'll be like, you need to not like if it's ridiculous. I think so. It's so the same to Duke. Like it's fair, I think. You can't. It's a balance. Everything's a balance.
It's a balance.
What about you, Stuart?
Yes, Kay. No, not really. Although, she's a beast at Peggle. It's probably the only, and she did play and finish Heavy Rain, believe it or not.
Did she really? Wow.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. And she does own her own PS3, which not a lot of people know.
I do
So
remember
she has her own
that.
game. Yeah, she has her own gamer tag and all that kind of stuff. But she only plays puzzle games, really. And Peggle's probably a favourite. She has got pretty much every trophy for Peggle.
It's a good game.
Yeah, and she's played all the DLC and all that stuff, but was never into. I bought Peggle too, and she was never that bothered. She just wasn't into it the same. So yeah, she's totally into the original Peggle, not so much the Peggle 2. So yeah, but that's kind of where it begins and ends, really. Other than that, she's kind of not that interested.
And how do you balance your gaming time?
I'm quite good because Kay likes a lie in, so she likes to sleep in, whereas I get up early pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
So I'll get up and sort of play maybe for a couple of hours, and then the other thing is I get quite a lot of days off during the week. So I'm at home alone quite a bit. So that's just great. So I don't get any grief at all, really. Regarding gaming, if I encroached on family time, I would probably get some grief.
Yeah.
But as I don't do that, then I'm kind of okay.
Yeah.
I'm kind of.
I would say that's the most important thing is that, look, no matter what you're into, whether it's video games or cross stitching or playing Go or writing or whatever, cars or
killing.
Yeah, exactly. Murdering hobos. The important thing is that you find a balance and that you know what's important, and games are important, but they're not the only thing that are important. And if your games are more important to you than your, special person and your family, kids, whatever.
What do you mean they're not more important?
I'm just saying, if you think they are more important, then you go and have fun with your games and kiss your family.
Definitely, I agree. Totally agree. And that's it for emails. I think that was the only one we got, unless I've missed one. Ginny,
no, I think you've got them all.
Yeah, because all the rest was I'm sick of having to go through every email because I thought the Ethan Andrews was a real one. And I'm like, no, it isn't.
No, we get a lot of spam.
So much spam, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous amount of spam.
I can read one of the spams.
Spams.
No, we don't want to listen to the spam ones. Anyway, we have got quite a few speak pipes this week to get through. So we've got 3. We've got 3 altogether. 4, in fact, we've got 4.
Sorry, students.
To leave a message for us.
I was trying to grade paper, students, but they made me stop. What's up, Dutch?
Yeah. We've got 4. We've got 4, Chini, because Pete, your brother, can't be happy with just sending 1 in.
We're glad he sent 2. What are you bollocksing about?
I'm just saying he sent us 2.
Couldn't be bothered to just send 1. Anyway, thank you, Pete.
Yeah, no, I said he's not happy just sending 1.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Hello, veteran gamers.
Hello.
It's Pete.
Yay.
I haven't sent a speak pipe for ages, have I? So I just thought, whilst listening to the show on the way back and listening to Duke and Stu giving Mike a load of shit for taking young girls home in the car and Mike getting...
Oh, hey, ginger balls.
I thought I'd send in a message and say I do feel sorry for Mike. He got a lot of shit in that show. Such a shame. But he's a grown lad, he can take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One question I have is, why are we not going to that pizza place after the arcade club in April? Because I was immensely pleased with that pizza. I thought it was ace, as you could tell by the pictures on the photo, and I think I need to relive that moment again. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why we're not going. So,
what's he talking about? We're not going.
I hope you're doing well. Good to still listen to your little voices on the show.
Our little voices? What does that mean?
Yeah, what's he talking about?
And yeah, take care. Oh yeah, are we playing Apex Legends as well? I've just downloaded that, so I'm going to try that out this week. I think. Has anybody played it? I might be able to jump on with you. Anyway, see you later. Ta-ra.
Apex Legends.
What does he mean, Chidi? Have you put somewhere else for the meal? I thought that's where we were going anyway.
Play the next one.
All right, okay.
But what about Apex Legends? Is anybody
play the next one?
Play the next one. Play the next one.
Here's the next
one. It's me again. So I've listened to more of the show. I think what I should do is listen to the whole show.
Yes,
and
you should.
Send in a speak pipe, I suppose.
That's right.
But I didn't.
Or, I mean, I don't know. I kind of like the process of like following his mental process along while he learns more about the show. Wait, Duke didn't just play Minecraft this week. I love the idea he sends in his SpeakPipe next week. Why didn't you play my SpeakPipe? And then the second one goes, oh, wait, I heard you play my SpeakPipe. Thank you. Why didn't you play the second one? Oh, and then the next SpeakPipe says, oh, thanks for playing my second one.
Send it in at that moment when I was listening to it.
First of all, Pete, you need to get your goddamn mouth near the microphone. What is this fading in and out here? You're like a 50s Vietnam War. That doesn't make sense. It would be the French in Vietnam.
I'm
Anyway.
on Facebook now, and I've listened to some more of the show, and Stuart Fowler, I am disappointed. You're trying to cause beef with me about reading, and I did send in that photo page with a picture of the book because I just thought I'd show a sign of appreciation that I've listened to the show, and I've got that book also. Look,
big head like this bookie book.
And let you know, I've only got to about page 10 or 11 in that book, and I've had it since last June. I took it on holiday.
I love the contest is now who reads less. I'll have you know, I haven't read shit.
I would win. I would definitely win.
And I couldn't even contain the information that I've read from those pages. So I've not read the whole book, as my picture might have portrayed that. So I'm sorry if I'm sorry if that was the case. But you can stick your beef up your ass because I'm just.
That's becoming a sound clip.
For your page. Anyway, see you later, sucker.
Yeah, that's becoming a sound clip, by the way, Pete. Thank you for that.
Stick
your beef up your ass.
I don't think it makes any difference. But all the time I was talking, I was leaning forward like that would help to hear him better.
Yeah.
I was like leaning forward, like, yeah, I can hear him better now. Anyway, yes, thank you, Pete. And yes, as far as I know, we are going to go to the pizza place again. We just need numbers so I can book it.
Apex Legends. Has anybody played it?
I talked about it in length last week.
You did, Duke.
Shut up, Pete. What's wrong?
Yeah, thanks for listening, Duke.
I've been a bad brother this week, and I was away in Manchester, and he moved house, and he had a whole house do, and I couldn't make it, so I need to go and see his house.
Yeah, go and see him. Go and see your brother. Go and see your brother.
Thanks for writing in, Pete. We appreciate calling in.
We always appreciate it.
No, you're not a writing nerd.
Right, we have got two more, so let's get them done.
Here we go. Here comes Lewis's.
Hello, veterans. Lewis here again.
Hello.
I've just finished mock week, so not really much to talk about in terms of games, but I did get Game Pass. So I'll be. There's a lot to talk about for next week, so I'll send an email in there. But thought I'd send a SpeakPipe in again because can't be bothered writing. Anyway,
good lad.
I was watching Grand Tour on Friday, and they mentioned this car, which I think would be absolutely perfect for Stu. So it's a Chinese-made 4x4, right? It looks pretty good. It's comfortable, economical, all of that. Stu, get rid of your Honda Prelude or your Honda Civic or whatever it is. I can't remember. Not that bothered.
It's a good car. Give over.
You need to get one of these because it has a holographic little person that helps you program the sat nav and the radio on the inside. As a little person in the side. I think that's pretty cool. And the thing that I think will really, really resonate with Stu is the fact that the holographic person is actually a Japanese schoolgirl, and you can choose what colour she wears. So, Stu,
Stu's gonna be down on the bottom of the car.
One in. I've only got 5 seconds left, so I'm gonna wrap it up. I'll see you next week. See you later.
Sounds like the perfect car to me. It's another weird.
I'll tell you what, Lewis, for a young man, he's got an old head on his shoulders, isn't he?
It's true.
He's like, I don't want to scare Lewis here, but he's kind of like a mini Stu.
Hey, steady now. Steady.
It's kind of like, he's kind of like you, Stu. Just makes me laugh by saying things.
Well,
Random
then he's
stuff.
not like Stu if he does. It makes you laugh.
Don't be so rude.
Makes me laugh when he's not trying to make me laugh.
Unintentionally.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I get what you're saying there.
Lewis said in the chat, who's listening live, I've lost all respect for Chinny in one sentence.
There you go.
Crap.
There you go.
I'm sorry, Lewis.
By the way, he says he can't come to the meetup because of GCSE revision and
what
stuff.
kind of a bullshit excuse is that?
I know, yeah. I feel for him, and it's in the Easter
Just
holidays.
say
To be
video
fair.
games are more important than anything else in your life. You stupid
What's the
idiot.
matter with you?
Thing. Come on.
Well, he could come to EGX because it's at half term, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, the thing is, to be fair, the meetup's in
gonna be
the
then?
Easter holidays.
Oh,
is it?
help with
Yeah.
the orphanage.
There you go.
All right, moving on. Dark Side.
Dark Side.
Three quick bells of mindfulness, those were. Just hurry up and be mindful, God damn it.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to episode 2 of the 90-second podcast. We've got two giants of the game industry with us today, both favourites of the veteran gamers. First up, we've got David Cage.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And David, I think it's fair to say your games are very divisive amongst game players. Some people think they're crap, and some people think they're really crap. So how do you respond to such criticisms?
Failing is a part of trying, I guess. And sometimes you succeed and you find something that is truly interesting. But it's like, looking for gold in the desert. You just try to dig when your instinct tells you that maybe there's something. And most of the time, there's nothing. And sometimes you find something.
That's not actually David Cage, is it?
Probably is.
Oh.
That's something he'd say.
Thanks for that, David. Very enlightening. Okay, next up, it's another favourite for the veteran gamers, Peter Molyneux. Peter, some people say you overpromise and underdeliver on your games. So how would you respond to people who level those criticisms at you?
I can have these crazy, insane ideas. And I can see that being born, that being created. That is an incredible feeling. How can you not be addicted to that?
Well, you've convinced me, Peter. I think we're running out of time, so please remember to subscribe and hit that like button. And until next time, I've lost my belt sound effect, so I'll just say ding, ding, ding.
Ding, 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 indeed.
Wowzers.
Good stuff. Thank you, Derek. It reminds me of Chris Rock doing the interviews with O.J. Simpson and Monica Lewinsky. Classic bits.
There you go. There you go. I've got to give him props, though, because he's got to search out sound bites from somewhere, I guess.
That's true.
Crazy.
Does his research.
Crazy.
We haven't heard
Does
from
his
Peter
research.
Molyneux for a while, have we?
No.
Jinx it.
Yeah. Or Will.i.am. We've not heard of Will.i.am for ages.
No, but I mean Peter Molyneux, like the real Peter
Oh,
Molyneux.
as in the real person, not
Yeah.
someone just doing a pretend impression of him.
No.
No, we've not. No,
Make a sound clip of that.
He's disappeared, doesn't he? Now he did an interview about a year ago now or something, didn't he? He did some weird I've come out from under me rock to do an interview.
Oh wait, this is from Will.i.am.
Zip it about.
Yeah.
Yeah, Will.i.am. Whatever happened to Will.i.am?
More of the rest of that song. I gotta go track that down. Send it
What
back in, Will.
Yeah,
Make
best
a new
speak pipes ever.
Yeah.
I think that's it. We need to wrap up and get the
That's
hell
a
out
show.
of here, don't
That's
we?
a show.
That is a
time
show.
for a
That's a
shout-out.
show.
We have done it. Let's put a bow on it.
Hey. Bo.
There you go. Chinny, go to you. Off you go.
Shout out to my brother for moving house. Congratulations to Pete.
Yay.
I know it's been a long haul for him. Shout out to
Moving all those books.
Shout out to my garden. How about that? For
Okay.
Wow, what's happened to it?
oh, it's getting battered. My garden at the moment.
What? Why? You? Or just
42
the-
ton of dirt has been moved out of it by hand.
Wow. What are you doing? What are you actually up to?
Basically, the person that lived in this house before me was a fucking idiot, right? An absolute dickhead. And what happens if you put dirt against the wall and build up against the wall, Stu? What happens to the wall?
It usually gets damp.
Correct. So I've got like a little utility room at the back of my house, right? With the washing
have?
machine and stuff. And the fucker who lived here before me, like, built up all the garden and builds up like loads of dirt up to that wall, and it's always damp in there all the time. So and the garden's basically useless. It's just a pointless garden that has like a small alleyway to nowhere. So we're having it all dug back and slabbed and done correctly. So we're gonna have a garden. So this year, when it gets nice weather, we don't just sit in the house and go, "It'd be lovely to go outside, wouldn't it?" And we actually have a garden. So shout out to the garden.
There you go. So is it you who's doing all that, or have you got someone in?
Stu, we've been doing this podcast a long time. You should know
As if
better.
you're gonna do anything.
You should know better.
This student chose to write about Persona 5 and Super Smash Brothers as his stories that he's analyzing, but he did a really good job.
Of course, Persona 5's a good story.
Never mind about that. But Super Smash Brothers.
What's
It's
the
like, he's
story
like the
in
cognitive
Smash Brothers?
dissonance he felt from the expectations of adults to stop playing games, and the desire to create and have fun with games made him feel like he was chained to society. His kid's on the ball, man.
What did he say?
He was talking about the noose tightening around his neck from the Masahiro Sakurai.
Sounds a bit deep.
I think that's
I
the
know,
guy who
right?
makes Smash Brothers, I think.
Yeah, exactly. He's talking about the symbolism of the two hands, one of creation and one of destruction. This kid knows what he's doing, man. I'm looking forward.
Or
this
he's
guy.
copied and pasted some mad shit.
Oh no. See, because he's talking about this mod in Minecraft too, and had the story behind it. And I'm like, damn, I didn't think you could do this, but he's doing it. Go get him.
Doing it. Can I just clarify, by the way?
Oh.
When you were asking what's happened to Peter Molyneux, apparently on the 11th of Feb, he shared the first details on his latest game.
Of course he has.
Oh my god!
Which is called Legacy, which is a sim game where you grow a business.
Oh,
There's a million sim games where you grow a business. Why is that interesting?
I don't know. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. How to get corporate supremacy.
First of all, you make a video game where people tap at a thing and it's a big cube, and then eventually nobody wins anything.
Yeah. So there you go. That's what Peter Molyneux is actually up to. That's what he's up to. Right, I'll go next. I've got a genuine shout out this week, which doesn't happen very often.
Go ahead.
I'm going to shout out Dan because he's wrestling again in is it 2 weeks or 4 weeks time?
Yeah.
He's on the wrestling again.
Bless him.
Yeah.
He's going to don his stretchy pants and he's going to jump on some bloke in a ring.
Yeah.
So there you go. That should be fun. But he was saying I've been. That's who we went to the pictures with tonight.
All right.
Went with Dan Lewis and Feng Chui, and he was telling us that he's actually going to try and get in it more sort of semi-professionally. So he's actually going to join up and do some proper wrestling, not white collar stuff.
Wow.
So and I think he'd be pretty good. He's pretty good.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
He did a good job. So there you go. So that's who my shout out.
So are you going to it, Stu?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Don't think so. Not at the moment. I think once a year is enough, although it isn't within the same year, should I say.
True.
Once within 12 months.
Yeah. I think if it was closer to me, I would go.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good fun.
It was a good laugh. My highlight of the night was whose friend was it who kept on smoking different things?
Lewis's. It was his. I think it's his brother.
So Lewis's friend or brother or whatever. Every time I turned round to him, he would have a cigarette, and then I'd turn away, then I'd turn back, and then he'd have a joint, and then I'd turn away, and then I'd turn back, and then he'd have a pipe, and then I'd turn away, and then I'd turn back, then he'd have a cigar, and I was like, "Fucking dude, you're gonna be like injecting heroin the next time I turn around."
It was.
What
funny.
are you doing?
It was funny. He just kept smoking different things.
Just different
didn't he?
things through the night, and he never said anything really all night. And I was like, "What the fuck are you? How many things have you got?"
It was very funny though.
Got like a bong shaped like a dildo.
Yeah, I never saw that. Must admit.
He only showed me that one. He only showed me
Meth just tastes better when you smoke it out of a dildo ball.
What I remember about that night is Ginny with the toothache.
Yeah,
just sat there holding his face.
I was in
I don't
so
think I
much
can
pain.
eat this burger.
I was in so much pain that day.
It was Liam, apparently. He's just put in it was
His
Liam.
name was, yeah. He's a funny guy.
It was hilarious. It was hilarious. Yeah, so that's my shout out to Dan for getting back in the ring and with his spandex on. There you go. There you go. Right, Ginny, it's you, is it? Is it you or is it Duke?
I've already gone. I shouted at my garden. It was hilarious.
You did your garden, yes. Duke.
Right. I'll shout out Darren Hilton and Richard Webster because they expressed some interest in what I was going to talk about on the show. I kind of teased it earlier today. And shout out to Phil Olson because I always love coming across him on the Twitter. And Greg DeLacy. He and Rich liked my Stanley Hudson from The Office. And if you don't like that reference to Stanley Hudson, here's what I would recommend. Compose an email, print it out, and then shove it up your butt.
Wow.
Because that's Stanley Hudson on The Office.
It's a bit much.
Yeah. Anyway, shout out also to Antonio because he's my dog. We can play some Rocket League before too much longer, but not tonight probably because I got these papers to grade. What?
I have got another shout out that I've forgotten.
Ooh, bonus shout outs.
And a bonus shout out.
Shout out. Hey!
Yeah. To Bongo. Because, he's got his tickets booked for the flights to come to the meetup.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Robin is coming.
13th of April, people.
He is. So there you go.
It's happening.
It's happening. It's happening.
It's happening.
It's happening.
So there you go.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, I'm tired.
I'm tired too. Let's finish this up.
Dude, no.
I smell like beef.
I think I do smell like beef.
I've just, in the sidebar of our Twitter, you know where it says people to follow?
Yes.
It had Surface Lizard.
Wow.
And I was like,
is he around? Is he around? Is that like a thing?
And, interestingly, I've clicked.
Been active for 20 years.
It's not been active since 2016, so yeah, he's not really around.
Here, follow this person who doesn't stream.
Doesn't tweet. Doesn't tweet anymore. Yeah, on Twitter. Tweeted it.
Oh, that's even worse. It takes time and energy to tweet to stream. It doesn't take anything to tweet. I farted.
Yeah.
That's a good tweet.
So he's not tweeted for nearly 2 years, bless him. Surface Lizard. Seems so long ago.
Hit it! Saw a pretty girl just the other
Twitter.
Day. She winked and she smiled, walked across my way. I couldn't figure out just what to say, so I twittered it. Twittered it.
Fuck.
And
imagine if we still did the fucking news.
Yeah, well, what is it? Who cares?
It's now midnight 30. Good night.
Good night. We hate
There was some news I saw. I don't remember what it was, but I remember seeing some. Interested to talk about it. And then
I don't know. Activision sacked a load of people, apparently.
Yep. Anything else to say before I stop this recording?
No, stop it now.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very aggressive sign off.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, was it Alfonso's lost his claim about the Carlton dance? Was it that?
No. What is it?
476, I think.
76.
It is 476.
Saving. Alrighty. Man, day.
We're done.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Catch you on Floppy.
Bye, stream.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Been and gone, that has.
And happy President's Day, which is tomorrow.